The audio.
We're recording now. So, welcome. All right. So, where we get left off last session, you guys started out with coming into Stilpin. You guys all met each other at the innkeeper's place, Sim, the innkeeper. He directed you to go see the mighty Melvin Meldrath, the magic user located off in mountains about a day's journey away. He also happened to mention that there was possibly a lead with the brothel, and you guys went to visit the brothel, and that was interesting. Unfortunately, it was a relatively dead lead, but that's okay. You guys pretty much ran him off. So later on, you guys started to head back towards the mountains, traveling through the swamp where you were accosted by some crazy frog-like people. Ambushed you in the middle of the night. You successfully defended yourselves and chased them off rather easily. And then you went back to sleep and woke up. You guys have had a long rest. Your health is all back to normal. Spells restored, everything like that. It is now the morning of the next day. And what do you guys want to do?
Real
We're
quick, I wanna spend 10 minutes, kind of drawing some lines in the ground and preparing a ritual. I want to summon a small familiar to my side.
Okay.
So I spend 10 minutes or so drawing out all the lines and whatnot, and I summon a chameleon type lizard from the Fey realm.
Okay. I'm not super familiar with that spell, so whatever goes on with that.
Yeah, it's a spell find familiar. Warlocks get to use rituals for free. It doesn't count as my spell slot, but I have to cast it as a 10-minute spell instead of a 6-second spell.
Okay.
So I have to actually sit there and do all the work. And then once I craft that, then it summons a creature, Fey, Celestial, or Fiend. I summon a Fey, and it's a lizard.
Okay. And I have it pulled up here, but you're pretty aware of what it does, how it can be used. Okay. Okay. So there is now a chameleon sitting on Jadon's shoulder. Anyone else want to do anything?
I used my herbalism kit to make some coffee.
All right. He's got a pot of coffee
In 10 minutes.
Taking his sweet old time.
Exactly. I'd like to get a move on.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So you guys are gonna start heading back up. It's as you learned from Grimace spell the other night. He kind of foretold you that it'd be kind of overcast. It's a little drizzly, some little bit of rain going on. It's pretty muggy, pretty humid. There's a lot of you got swamp noises, all that kind of ambiance going on. As you guys continue your journey, yeah, just like home. As you guys continue your journey, you start the trees start to become more sparse. You guys are starting to approach this little small mountainous region. You finally kind of break through the tree line, and there is a very small, narrow path through some kind of like it's almost like a valley between two large canyons. It's kind of a reddish brownish stone. It's still very humid, still raining a little bit. You guys go ahead and continue to move through this little valley, and you come upon what looks to be a really, as you step out, you kind of go around, kind of twist and turns a little bit, and you come out and you see before you, it's a very vast opening out into the landscape. You see in front of you this winding path that kind of goes up and around, and it's not supported by anything. This path it's essentially floating in the air. It just kind of goes off, and it looks like it's made of rock, solid stone, and it leads up to this giant tower. The tower looks like it's about 2 stories, made of the same type of stone. It's got some steps. It's got a big door in the front leading up to it, and essentially it doesn't look like it's possible for this tower to be hanging here attached to the stone. It defies the laws of physics. What do you guys want to do?
This looks like a place for a spellcaster if I've ever seen one. Should we knock?
Let's go.
How long is the path, you said?
The path is it's kind of hard to tell with the winding and the curving. Go ahead and make a perception check. Actually, I need to start getting you guys not having to.
Almost.
Almost. You almost got me.
Is this the wisdom perception at the bottom?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I got a 14.
Okay. You add your bonus to that. Your wisdom.
Yes.
Okay.
12 plus 2.
Okay. You can tell what you can estimate from what you can see. You can see where the path kind of starts, but it kind of goes up, so it's a little elusive, and it kind of winds around. You would estimate it's maybe a couple hundred feet to travel to get up to the base of the tower.
And the path seems
maybe 2 hours if I'm hungry.
the path seems to be floating. You said.
Yeah, there's nothing supporting this path. You come up to, if you walk up to the path, you see the path as it goes, and then it's a sheer drop off on either side that goes straight down. Essentially, the valley leads to this path, and then it drops off. You would assume that if it were not for this path, it would just be a sheer drop off.
I think I want to throw a rock at him.
Okay.
or something. Figure it out.
Huh?
Confused.
I'm gonna start at the path.
I'm so confused.
Not the floating rocks.
Okay, now the path is narrow. You guys won't be able to fit across it, all of you. You could fit maybe two of you side by side going across the path.
Yeah,
So what order? So
I wouldn't
Confucius?
mind going kind of towards the front.
Okay. Are you starting up the path now?
And I look like a normal human.
Okay.
Well, I saw you as great. So. You're my race.
As a character, I'm in unfamiliar territory. This is strange, so I'm going to alleviate some of that anxiety and cast bark skin on myself.
Okay.
That makes me feel better.
For
Okay.
those who aren't familiar,
Alright, I'll follow at the back of the pack.
I do a touch willing creature until spell ends. Becomes that's the wrong one actually. I
Works.
apologize.
That's fine.
I thought I had it up.
I don't know what it does either.
I meant to say
I'd like
spider climb. I didn't say that. I meant to say spider climb. Until end of spell, one willing creature you touch gains the ability to move up, down, across vertical surfaces, upside down along ceilings while leaving its hands free. The target also gains the ability to climb in speed equal to walking speed.
Okay. So are all of you starting up this path, and in what order are you going?
Dibs on first.
Okay, Confucius is going first.
Yeah, I'm gonna be beside him, so I'm also going first.
Next to him. Okay.
I'll go in front of the bard.
Okay. Langler, what's your position?
I'm behind Brommel.
Okay. Okay. Grimmeth, Belladonna, are you guys following up after them?
Si, senor.
Okay. And Garion is bringing up the rear. How far apart are you guys? Or are you just kind of right in line?
I'm gonna stay 5 feet,
Okay.
sorry, 10 feet behind.
Okay. Okay. So as Confucius and Jadon, they're coming to the first bend in the path, slowly making their way up. Make a perception check. Confucius and Jadon only.
I got a 20, natural 20.
You got a natural 20?
I
Okay.
got an 11.
Okay.
Plus perception, which is 21.
Okay.
I got an
you
11.
s-
Sorry about that, John.
Okay.
Hey, that's good. Good job.
Okay. Confucius is confused-ish.
His name was Pistis.
But Jadon, you see what looks to be very faintly, very difficult to see. It looks like some sort of inscribed, some writing carved into the ground in front of you as you guys are coming up on it.
Like, stop the Dragonborn. Like, whoa there. Hold on, Confucius. There seems to be some writing on the ground.
What does it say?
Seems to be in a language that I'm unfamiliar. I could spend the time to read it, but it would take a few minutes for preparation. I'm probably thinking that there might be some defenses to prevent any creatures coming up
I pat myself down. We seem fine so far.
But we have not crossed its line yet.
Do you want to hear this conversation?
Yes. I assume that you all hear this conversation.
What's the hold up front?
I would like to try to detect magic.
Okay. Okay.
You detecting magic on the floating rocks?
Yeah. What are you detecting magic on?
They said they found something they were a little wary of.
Okay.
And
Those
so,
words on the ground.
yeah. You say I overheard the conversation, so
Okay.
if I myself take the initiative.
Okay, so the way it looks like detect magic works, you see a faint aura around any creature or object in the area that bears magic. The spell can penetrate barriers, etc., etc. Everything you see right now glows in an aura.
Do I understand the path of magic or what type of magic it is?
I don't think so.
Can I make an Arcana check and try to understand maybe what those runes are about?
It says you learn at School of Magic, if any, according to the D&D 5th edition wiki.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't have any specific school.
So it's not dark or evil.
No.
It'd be like abjuration, probably.
Yeah,
That's
some sort of transmutation, probably. Essentially, it looks like somebody has worked the stone into its shape. So, technically, we could say, for semantics, that maybe the stone actually itself isn't really magical, but it was definitely molded and shaped by magic.
Then I give Confucius a pat on the back. Lead on.
Okay, Confucius.
Do I recognize the text as Draconic by chance?
No, you do not.
Okay.
I should have had you roll a freaking intelligence check. I gotta get better.
I would recognize the language, right?
No,
Yes,
it's
come on.
probably okay.
Alright, proceed on.
Okay, how are you going to... Now, these words are scrolled across the entire path. Like, it's almost in a line across the path.
So the first step I take, I'm just gonna touch my toe across the line. Ever so gently.
And I'm standing back.
How far back are you standing?
Huh?
I saw what he was going to do. I said lean on, and I took a couple steps back just to watch.
Hey, what's holding up the front?
Okay, I'm gonna need... Okay, so as soon as you cross the threshold of these words, you hear a small click, and a giant gust of wind comes swimming from across the path. Make an athletics check.
Everybody?
No, just Confucius.
Athletics or
Jadon
acrobatics?
steps back. Your choice.
Let's make it acrobatics.
Okay.
So that would be a 19 to acrobatics.
Okay. You successfully, as soon as you start feeling the wind on your skin start coming, you dive backwards, away from it. The gust of wind.
Backflip.
Yeah, you backflip backwards. You see it and you just head over heels, tail over head. You end up backwards. You almost squashed your Don in the process, but you managed to safely dodge the issue. My internet's fucking dead.
so much better when you do it.
Oh, sorry about that. My internet, my router, red lighted or something. That's probably why it kept dying. Okay, where were we? Did you guys
see the
hear?
video?
I was
What?
walking underneath the floating path with my spider climb.
I think you just killed Sanchez.
Using my amazing acrobatics, I flipped up to the top of the staircase.
Okay.
Yes.
Flip to the top of the 100-foot staircase? Really? just your acrobatics.
The wind
Just
carried
like
me.
that.
All right. So where I last I think heard Sanchez or Confucius successfully backflipped out of the way of the wind and dodged it. As soon as he backflips out of the way, the wind slowly begins to die back down. You notice. Go ahead and roll a perception check, Jadon and Confucius.
20. 19 plus 1.
Okay. You
14.
notice that the writing is now gone from the path.
That was easy.
A one-time tap. So, Garion, just so you know, there are wind traps all across this thing. Taking us a while.
Oh man.
I literally am going underneath of this thing now. I'm walking upside down.
Okay. Are you headed past the rest of the group at this point?
Yes, I'm going around. I feel like they're taking too long.
Okay. As you start to progress further underneath the bottom of this, and you notice as you climb towards the bottom, it kind of so it's flat up top, but it kind of dips down kind of towards almost kind of like a point sort of. So you're kind of traveling along the bottom of this point. What do you guys up top want to do?
Slowly proceed on.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for any more magical words.
Okay, there's a specific term I want you guys to use. You're doing what?
Proceed with caution.
You're doing what? Usually the guy here who would be here would be doing this.
Check for trash.
Yeah, okay, yes.
I'm a rogue barbarian.
So you guys are
I didn't want to say it.
You guys are checking for traps as you go. So go ahead and roll Confucius and Jadon since you guys are up front. I gotta remember actually how that works.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead and what is it? A check?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Tell you this.
Yes. Investigation. Roll investigation checks for me, the 10. Jadon?
13.
Okay. So as Grimmeth continues on his path underneath, actually Grimmeth, I need you to make a check as well.
Okay. What kind of check?
Investigation.
And now, as far as I understand, I have this cantrip guidance that I can add to my roll if I do it to me, or do I have to preemptively walk to do something and set up for the detection? So I can't do it reactionary. Okay.
Guidance, Rob, is like a plus D4 to any skill check. So if you want to kick open a door, use guidance. If you
Okay.
want to talk to somebody, use guidance.
He wants to take a poop.
Before
Okay.
or
Check for
after
trap.
making the ability.
Check for traps? Yeah, guidance.
Okay. So you can make that. You can choose to roll at D4 before or after your ability check.
It's before, I think. And it's a skill
It said
check.
before. It said before after. So if he rolls terribly. So if he rolls terribly, he can add it to it, I think is the idea behind it.
So I can do instant speed.
But it's always before you say, okay, well, you're gonna die.
Yes.
Wait, I had to get it.
Yes.
Exactly.
So before result, I can do this thing. Okay.
Yes.
So
Maybe.
I'm going to use this ability because it's free.
Either way, you're gonna die.
Witness. Natural 20.
All right.
Nice.
You notice as you're
Lucky bastard.
as you're kind of walking. So where that initial problem was at the first kind of turn is where the first one was, and you've kind of proceeded past that, sort of, and you've gotten to the point where it's doing the next kind of turn, slither around in the path. You notice in front of you some sort of really strange, blurry distortion You're not exactly sure what it is, but there's definitely something going on there, and it doesn't look quite like the rest of it. It's sort of a blur. The rock looks kind of almost blurred a little bit.
Kind of like the video games of that
phasing,
rock.
Yeah, kind of phasing in and out. Yeah, it's like the textures have gone really bad. And now none of you know this. The only person who sees this is Grimmeth right now.
Yep. Bye-bye,
I'd
Grimmeth.
like to shout at my companions to tell them I discovered something.
Okay. What do you shout?
I think I found a hidden way in. I'm going to check it out.
Can we see him at all?
No, you cannot see him. He's on the underside of this path. Well, actually, he's hang on. He's far
We
enough.
know he was going there?
I mean, you saw him. He was in the middle of a group. Well, the guys in front might not have, but Garion definitely knows, and Belladonna knows. But he kind of just walked off the side of the path, and then kind of was horizontal, and then kind of walked down to the bottom and kept going. The guys in the back, you might be able to see him because the path actually goes up as it curves around. So he's kind of like it. He's kind of upside down at eye level with Garion at this point, since he's in the back. So, but he's a ways away from you. He's a good probably 100 feet from you, upside down on the other side of the path.
Okay.
So does anyone hear me when I yell?
Yeah, they would hear you. Mm-hmm.
So okay.
Okay, what are you guys gonna? So what's gonna happen here?
Where have you gone? I don't see you.
Get out of the chopper.
I talked to Brommel.
Okay.
Do you have any rope to tie me to? You.
What do I need rope for?
In case I get blown off this thing.
Okay, are you gonna go investigate it, Grimmeth?
Yeah, I'm going to try to investigate it.
Okay. So as you get closer to this kind of like sporadic looking blur, what do you want to? So it's like right in front of you. I want to say on the ground, but you're upside down, so it's like it's in front of you at your feet.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to use something in my pocket to throw in.
Okay. So you're gonna throw up, down. Okay. What are you gonna throw?
What is it you're throwing?
Yeah. What are you throwing?
I'm going to throw one of my berries that I had from the other day.
Okay. So you take a berry and you look at this thing and you throw it, and it looks like it disappears into the rock, and then you kind of see it looks. It
Right
kind
back
of
out. Okay.
comes falling right back out.
Do we see a berry fly up through the ground and then fall back through it?
Go ahead and roll a Grimmeth. Roll an athletics check. D20 plus your strength.
So, athletics check. This might be athletics. Because I'm an outlander, I've got +3. I got 13.
13. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he did throw it hard enough. If you guys were paying enough attention, you just barely did you see this tiny little berry, and only Confucius and Jadon, tiny little berry kind of come up and come down.
So they saw that. Huh? Alright, I don't.
Grimmeth, is that you up there? Are you throwing things?
Oh,
I climb into this distortion.
Okay. As you move into it, okay, so you're upside down right now,
Uh-huh.
and as you take a step towards it, you don't actually feel anything there. Your foot goes right through, and if you kind of tap around with your foot a little bit, trying to feel it out, and you kind of notice so you're upside down, and you feel like there's a ledge here. So your foot, and you're kind of back horizontal again instead of upside down. But it's a tight fit. Wait, how tall are you? About 5 feet something.
According to my sheet.
Yeah, you're like 5.5 or something, I think.
I'm 5'10".
Okay, yeah. You're successfully now standing horizontally. You don't see anything. It's kind of like this warbly type shape. It's kind of become faded for you, but you have some headroom clearance here as you're horizontal. But you kind of see that this is definitely an illusion.
Is his tail sticking up since his butt is facing upwards? Would his tail be flicking around?
Well, the actual path is a good.
Okay.
It's a good about 20 feet, I guess, thick. I would say. So he's at the very bottom of it, standing horizontally, so he would not see anything. His tail might be sticking out the bottom. Which Garion.
Okay.
So Garion can actually see this because he's in the back. He essentially saw Grimmeth disappear into this path.
Well, having seen a berry, I guess I'm gonna keep walking, but kind of stay really slow and try to like see where I could find the berry from.
The berry's gone. The berry came up and the berry went down.
No, yeah. I'm walking towards where I saw that happen, and
Gotcha.
I'm gonna be very slow and cautious and like, where did that come from?
Okay.
So can I do an intelligence check to gauge where, if I saw Grimmett disappear into the pathway,
Mm-hmm.
that it might be consistent along that entire portion all the way up to what he's walking into as far as an illusion?
I think technically because you saw that something that would lead you to believe something. I think with illusions, if you see something that makes it out of the context of what it's supposed to be, that you are no longer deceived by the illusion. So when you saw Grimmeth walk into it, you should now be able to see the illusory piece of ground that is essentially bridging a gap between the two sides of the path. So Garion sees it, and Grimmeth is in it, and Jadon is going to investigate it.
So do I have like a slight understanding that they might be kind of close to where my compatriots are? Or have I not figured any of this out yet?
Oh, you definitely know that this is an illusion. Like you can see the ground. You know how long and how wide this illusion is. You can see the other side of the path. You can see the path that you're standing on.
Okay.
And Garion can kind of see you now. He kind of sees when you see through an illusion, it becomes almost
It's transparent.
Yes, exactly. So Garion can see through it.
Okay.
Jadon hasn't gotten to the point where he can disbelieve it yet, but I'm pretty sure. I'll let you guys continue.
I would like to use my druid craft to make a skunk smell.
Okay.
What?
Smell it.
Do what?
I'm gonna yell. Can anyone smell this?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
So Jadon, you've gotten pretty close to the place. You're kind of edging along, like just kind of like sliding your foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
Which you should have told me.
I mean, yeah, I was cautious about it.
That's how I pictured it. So
Yeah,
you're kind of
well,
sliding your foot
yeah.
forward one at a time, and you kind of get to the point where your foot kind of whoop. Your foot kind of slips through a little bit. Luckily, it was just your foot, so you can kind of feel that it's a drop off there. Grimmeth, you see his foot kind of sticking in from the top now.
Can I make an intelligence check to try to perceive it's an illusion?
I would say at this point, now that your foot has gone through it, you can perceive that it's an illusion.
Okay. Well, I kind of look down at Grimmeth, like, is that you? Jeez.
I climb out the hole.
Okay. Which way? Back the way you came from, or up?
I continue with the path I had started, so I'm going towards the compatriots.
Okay, so you continue to go up, and now you find yourself upright, standing next to Jadon. I'm going to assume that the rest of the party has now seen Grimmeth sort of miraculously appear from the ground, and now everybody can tell that it is an illusion. This illusory ground essentially is about 7 feet across. So there is a noticeable gap between the path you're on, and it's 7 feet of illusionary terrain, and then the path picks up again.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna cast my spell Misty Step, and I'm just gonna teleport to the other side.
Okay.
Just gonna like walk as if I'm about to walk off and teleport forward.
So Jadon successfully makes his way across the gap.
And I'd like to turn around and kind of look at Jadon, or look at Grimmith. Like, you work with spells, correct? You can make vines with your druid craft?
Nothing I would imagine I think you're going to use it for.
Is that a possibility, DM? Can he make like a vine out of his druid craft, or is that too much? Is that
I can make a plant grow.
okay?
I don't know the specifics of how pencil strong it is.
Is it druidcraft? Does he doesn't need to have like fertile soil or anything to make it grow from, does he? Because this is all like rock.
I couldn't hear you.
It's all like rock. He doesn't need like fertile soil or anything to grow it from, does he?
It just says you instantaneously make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. It doesn't actually create like vine.
Okay, yeah, that would probably be that one vine spell that Keyleth always uses. I don't think he has access to that yet.
I don't think so.
Looks nice over here, folks.
So what are you guys gonna do?
Is this an encased perimeter? Can I like literally walk along the edge and make
No.
my way aside?
Nope.
Okay.
It is a gap.
7-foot gap.
7-foot gap.
I'd like to speak up.
Okay.
And I'd like to look at some of these guys with these robes on and say, a man of magic did this. Can't you guys figure it out? And I want to grab onto Gary and push him up to the front.
Okay.
Look at it.
Well, I look at the big fat guy and I say, why don't you lay down and make a bridge for everyone? You're tall enough.
Jump. Dang it.
Alright, so do I see anybody visibly carrying rope?
Better stuff.
That is... I have no idea who has what. You guys would have to tell each other if you have rope. That's a question for them.
Alright guys, back up.
I don't have any good ideas, fellow travelers.
Everybody back up, please.
Oh,
Back up.
Back
Okay.
away from them.
Alright, so I'm gonna kneel down at least 10 feet away from the edge, and I'm going to go hubba hubba and cast Featherfall on myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to charge ahead and leap. Spread eagle at Jadon across the chasm of 7 feet.
And I'm gonna be there ready to kind of grab him by the hand if I deem that I would be the saving factor.
Okay. Okay, so Garion, I need you to go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage.
that's evolution.
Second.
I want to. Sorry.
Well, that figures. Alright.
Wait, I have rope.
Do you have ropes?
I have rope.
Yeah, but
Okay. As you are leaping across this 7-foot chasm, the drow speaks up and declares that she has some rope.
As I leap across.
Okay, so what'd you get? Athletics check with advantage.
Yeah, I gotta roll my second one. Oh, jeez. A 5.
A 5?
I go, goodbye!
So-
As I
so-
slowly fall.
So luckily, the feather fall has provided you with enough oomph to kind of glide forward a bit. You definitely didn't make it where your feet are gonna land on the other side, but you're slowly kind of getting there, and you can get some hands up on the ledge.
I'll go over and help pull
Okay.
him up.
Jadon helps pull you up. Okay, so now there's 2 of you on the other side. I didn't expect you guys to struggle this much with the hole in the ground.
Alright, so I'm gonna do an investigation at this point around the chasm.
Okay.
See if I notice anything that might at least show us another avenue to get across?
Okay, are you looking? So okay, I'm not entirely sure how to handle that. So, you're not declaring anything specific you're looking for. Is that still investigation then? Because I thought investigation was of a specific thing you're looking at. Would it be perception then?
It would be perception, because if I don't know what I'm looking for, then it's just a matter of...
Okay, that's what I thought.
Find anything worthwhile.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Jeez, a 6. Are you kidding me?
Okay, so you kind of take some time. You kind of look around the sides of the path, and you kind of move up a little bit, kind of going slow, because now you're kind of aware of this kind of stuff. You can't seem to find anything that would assist you in getting across.
Okay. Then at that point, I'm going to yell to Belladonna, we could really use the rope at this point.
Okay.
Don't let go of the other end.
Okay.
I say to the drow, it's a shame the guy who teleported there didn't hold an end to the rope.
It's a good thing it's only 7 feet. You can throw that better than you can jump.
Okay. Well, I'm just imagining throwing the rope and then it just going plop.
Okay, so what are you guys gonna
Anything
do?
of any weight that you could maybe tie it to?
Okay, alright.
I have like a scroll case I can toss back.
She just like literally dropped it out of her bag.
Okay.
Well, normally in the future, I won't tell you guys this, but if you think about, like a rope, the rope, it's actually pretty heavy when it's boiled in a bunch.
You tie it to a knot at the end.
Well, it's a coiled set of rope is going to be relatively heavy. You could hold one in and you can toss it and it's going to go.
I have 50 feet of hemp rope.
So it's like one solid.
Yeah, so
hand,
it's
hold one in, toss the solid part.
It's a big coil. Yeah.
We're trying to throw it across the dragon.
Yes.
Okay.
7 feet.
Okay. Alright, well, I will take the rope off my pack and attempt to throw one in the cross.
All right. Go ahead and roll athletics for me.
I have +0. That's fun. Right. I got a 19.
Okay, you successfully, very easily, in fact, with a lot of clearance, toss the rope straight into Jadon's waiting arms. I should have him roll a catch check or something, but he successfully. It's an easy throw. I mean, you basically looped his head with a perfect throw. So, typical drow fashion. So you got one into the rope. You toss the other to Jadon.
I take it and I kind of hand it backwards to Garion.
Okay.
I'll take more of the rope from him, so we have 2 of us holding on to it.
Okay.
Yeah, put it around your waist. So
Yeah.
got a nice amount. Rommel.
I'd like to run and jump.
All right.
Oh no.
Go ahead and make athletics check.
A what check?
Athletics.
We see this coming and I kind of back a little bit.
So really was a prepared jump for the second.
Yeah, do I see him coming?
Well, he's
Not a natural 20.
Do I see him coming?
he's a big dude. He stepped back a little bit. He got some time, and then
I thought about telling you that my guy wouldn't do that.
as he's running, you see like the ground kind of shake. The dust puffs up a little bit. A couple pebbles go flying off the side, and he lands about 3-4 feet past the 7-foot gap.
I was thinking in real life I could do 7 feet. This guy's got to be able to do it.
Oh yeah, easily. And that probably wasn't even the furthest. You realized that you had it so easily. You kind of let it go a little bit. So. Not to show anybody up.
I hand him the rope.
I make my way to jump.
Okay.
Okay, everybody else.
Can I do it where I'm using my dex, like I'll do a flip over the gap?
Like acrobatics. I think usually that's fine. Sure.
Yeah, because just based on what I'm reading for the dex checks, it looks like since I'm a monk, I should be able to.
I read somewhere something about jumping and stuff was athletics, but I mean, it seems.
Using your
Yeah,
leg muscles
typically
is
typically
legal,
jumping
But yeah.
would, and I'm usually long distance.
And I think for a monk, it makes perfect sense for you to be an acrobatics check. So, but
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't let one of the finger wigglers do that. So yeah, go ahead and make your check.
14.
Yeah, you successfully clear the
Yeah.
gap, no problems. You
Who's
did
left over there?
3-point landing.
Landler, Grimmeth, and Belladonna.
Okay.
Now that there's 4 of us, I kind of like look at them like, well, if all 3 of them can tie themselves to the rope, we could probably keep them safe if they did fall trying
I
to
think
jump.
it'd be great to watch them
Yeah.
jump.
Me and Confucius can run one way with it. And they can jump with it.
All right, so what's next, guys?
We don't need one of you guys getting blown off by another trap.
I wrap it around my arm.
I'm doing my job.
Okay. Grimmeth has the rope wrapped around his arm.
I grab onto the lady
Okay.
and tell the barbarian to keep it close, sir.
Me and Confucius will probably do this together.
Yeah, I'd help with it. I mean, kind of like
I'll help.
tug of war style.
Okay. So what's happening? Tell me what's going on right now.
We're about to jump into the hole.
And I think as they're gonna jump up into the air forward, we're gonna yank them at the same time in midair to give them a little stuff.
So bad.
We got some tension on the road. They're running, we're running.
As they're all getting ready to do this, I'm untying the rope from myself at this point.
Okay.
Good thinking.
All right, so
As fast as I can.
I say everybody grab on. Let's go. All at once.
you're all running together with the rope tied around Grimmeth's arm, and he's got a hold of Belladonna.
No, I'm
And-
still
and the
standing
barbarian-
outside this rope.
And the barbarian and the monk are holding the rope and running away. Is that correct? Is that what I'm understanding?
But he's going to be moving away from them so that the tension will stay on the rope as they move forward to jump.
Right.
Okay. I don't know who the fuck is supposed to make a check right now.
Just have
Okay,
Do
so
it in
let's do this.
athletics. We probably do a string.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's have Grimmeth.
With advantage.
Let's have Grimmeth make an athletics check for the jump. With advantage. With advantage.
That's not a good thing.
2 rolls. With advantage.
2 rolls take the better of the 2. 2 rolls take the better of the 2.
I can't see that.
Roll again.
Yeah, you
Roll
get
again.
you get 2 rolls.
Roll again.
Better.
12 plus 3, 15.
Okay. So actually, I probably shouldn't have given you advantage because you're holding somebody, but that's okay. So
It's
okay.
my charming advantage.
So the two of you go flying across this gap, and now you get dragged a couple feet along as long as the barbarian and the monk keep charging as well to keep the
Do I
tension
land
up.
on
So
her, or were you like both on our sides?
you both land on your chests and are being dragged until the barbarian stops.
Can we hear Landler playing theme music while we're doing this?
I should have had some theme music going.
For a bard, he's awfully quiet.
All right, so
He got left on the other side.
so poor Landler's all alone.
I run and jump.
All right, go ahead and roll an athletics
Are you
check.
miming across the way?
I got a 14.
Okay,
Oh, there's a box.
you successfully cleared the gap. Land on
I
your
do
feet.
athletics,
Yeah,
acrobatics.
athletics.
Does he have disadvantage for miming across the jump?
14 plus 2.
Okay, yeah, you clear it pretty easily with a running start. All right, so you guys made it to the other side of the ledge. You are currently there's one more bend on the path, and then it kind of goes back about halfway, and then it's right at the steps of the door to the tower.
How much time has transpired between this time?
An hour.
Like Yeah, like about an hour.
Okay, so I no longer have spider climb.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a little disgruntled, wipe off my robes, and then collect all my rope.
Okay, so Belladonna winds her rope back up.
Here's a good berry.
I pull out my flute.
Okay. What?
I'm gonna play loudly in hopes that the wizard will come out and remove these traps and let us pass easily. And I play. It's gonna be really loud. I don't really want to do it.
I want to help him.
No, you totally do it. You want to assist him? All right,
Yeah,
go
I'll
ahead.
make a loud booming voice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy on his flute, which makes it 3 times louder.
Okay.
That's my voice.
Go ahead, Robbie, and roll a performance check with advantage.
Oh yeah. No, I've got like.
Plays, and we say how good the performance check is.
17 plus 5. Is that what you want me to do?
Yeah, roll twice in case you get a natural 20 on the second roll.
I got a 19 that time.
Ooh.
Plus 5, 24.
All right, so Landler pulls out his flute and he lands to play the most amazing melody. And it is the most beautiful thing all of you have ever heard. Unfortunately, you don't seem, the tower doesn't seem to have moved or changed at all, so.
It's 3 times louder.
It was very loud.
Okay.
I give a golf clap.
Continue on. It's away.
I continue to lead the troops.
Okay.
Carefully, cautiously.
Okay.
Take steps along the way.
Make a roll a perception check. Okay, so tell me the order. Who's walking where? Remember, you can go 2 by 2.
If I can, I'd try to make my way back towards the front.
I'll let Grimmeth be in front.
I will follow behind Grimmeth.
Okay. So Grimmeth and Jadon heading up the front.
Followed by Belladonna and Confucius.
Okay. Followed by Brommel, Landler, and Garion. Okay. Roll your perception check for me, Grimmeth and Jadon.
Perception check.
A natural 20.
A natural 20.
A natural. I feel like Percy today.
I got 6.
Okay. Grimmeth is still enjoying the music. He's like humming a little ditty in his head as he walks, you know. And so Jadon, you scope out what looks like another set of magical script on the ground.
I stop him as he's humming and doing his little ditty towards the words.
Okay.
There's another trap here. If you would like, I could spend the time to figure out what it says specifically, or we can walk on by again.
What do you suggest, sir, we do?
I look back at the party. Are there any suggestions? Before I write this ritual?
Do we have a rogue here that can help us with these traps?
Throw something at it.
The rogue didn't show up, unfortunately. But I don't know what he could do for arcane traps, so. Well, you didn't really need them because it was successfully detected, so.
Yeah, if I can, I have 2 daggers in my backpack.
Okay.
I would like to take a dagger and toss it a foot past the words.
Okay. So you take out your dagger, you toss it past the words. You see the words begin to glow just a little bit, and then they fade away.
Well, that was easy.
It's quiet. Too quiet. But the whole words actually fade away. It's not like they light up and then they kind of calm back down, but they're still there. They just...
No, they are gone.
I start walking. Go pick up my dagger.
I need everybody to make a wisdom check.
Is my ball game now?
11.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
21.
Okay.
I feel really wise right now.
I got a 7.
15.
Confucius say, hold on a second.
Okay. What did everybody else get?
I got a 9 and Grimace got 15.
Okay.
Enough strong. I got
Landlord?
18.
You got an 18?
Look, wisdom right there.
Oh.
Landler?
It's one of my high points.
Landler?
Confucius say,
15.
Confucius say nothing right now.
oh.
Landler?
15. Again.
Darian? What'd you get?
18.
Okay. So, you guys start to hear what sounds like flapping, but it sounds like flapping on a very, very, very large scale.
Oh, shit.
You hear
Do we feel this?
the ground feels like it's shaking just a little bit. As you look to the top of the tower, you see one gigantic scaled claw. A second. A very distinct bright red. Up peeking over the tower, the serpentine head, a maw full of jaws, scales, dripping saliva.
I'm only level 3.
Why have you disturbed my slumber?
Confucius say, go to hell.
I don't have. I didn't prepare to speak to the animal.
Wait, dude, it's a dragon.
Who do you speak with?
I say it in Draconic.
What's his name? Help. Help.
The dragon, it's a big red dragon, begins to climb over the tower and make his way down.
I don't think we should be here, guys.
Yeah, I would like to run towards the door. So
I
I'm not on a very narrow path.
It's now, this gigantic form is now standing up in front of you, looking very angry.
in Draconic, I tell him, what
I
we're
should
here
have been
for.
a just through it.
Forget what we're here for. What's our mission? I totally forgot.
We're speaking to the sky of the mountain.
I say, hey. Not hey. Say,
I'm going to say in Draconic, we're here to talk to the wizard who lives here, sir.
The dragon looks over to you, confused.
I ask him if he doesn't understand me in Draconic.
Oh no, don't tease him.
He looks at the rest of you and just growls.
I'll step up and say, we're here to speak with your master.
But I heard my wife back there, so I was like, what's going on? Dragon says, no one is my master.
And I guess
What is his name? Hey.
Whose name?
Yeah.
The guy who sent us to see?
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
You didn't write it down?
I can't write.
Down. Let me make a wisdom check to remember.
Okay. It's Melvin.
Melvin. Okay. Yeah.
I
Sent us to see Melvin.
Those are so useless.
I do not know of this Melvin, but you
Oh,
must
she's a good fellow.
leave.
I can't hear you. Sorry, someone was talking.
The dragon said to leave. Says, you must leave now before I get angry or hungry.
I would like to try to charm him.
No!
I'm gonna.
If
Okay.
it works,
Dragon.
it's time to drop it.
Okay.
I'm gonna punch the dragon.
No!
I'm charming him
No,
first.
Mike.
You're trying to, okay.
Before he charms it, I think this dragon
It's too late. He's already declared that he's charming this dragon. All right.
Roll initiative on this? Hold
In
on.
response.
Are we not rolling initiative for anything? Some of us haven't gotten a chance to do anything yet.
No,
I'm
you are
trying to
not
kind of
rolling
fade you
initiative
off.
for this. Okay, so You roll for. I have to roll a saving throw against your charm, right? What's your spell save?
I don't think charm person works on anything other than humanoids.
No, that's why it's first.
Okay.
Right.
So I can't actually do this.
All right, and then Confucius declared he's gonna run up and punch it.
15. Right
Oh.
in the schnoz.
Okay.
Really give Confucius.
So this huge dragon is standing up here. First he looks at Grimmeth as he tries to cast a spell on him, and then he kind of looks down as this little black dragon comes running up to him and takes a big swing to punch him in the fist. And you see nothing happen.
It's a lizard.
Oh!
We saw the riddle. We want to speak with you. We've made it all the way up
It's
to
what
the
from
damn
little bricks. It's not a ring.
The dragon kind of fades away and disappears. Now you're at the steps leading up to the tower door, and it looks like, Mike, we lost your video. If you want to turn it back on or something. Is he still there? Okay, there we go.
Okay. So guys, I got this.
Okay.
Punch dragons.
Charging does seem to be your strong suit. Were you a barbarian in another life?
Okay, so you guys are now standing on the steps in front of the door of the tower. The doors are pretty large. They're very solid wooden, iron reinforced.
Roma, would you mind knocking?
Oh.
What?
Yeah, we'll open the door.
Wait, why don't we let the dragon ram his head first?
So who's doing what, guys?
I'll send my chameleon under the door if there's this gap in the bottom of the door.
It's not. It's very tight.
I'll open the door.
I'll
check if it's locked first.
Okay. As you approach the doors themselves begin to swing outward. Slowly. As they open, this dark mist comes out from between the doors. The mist kind of follows the ground, and it kind of goes down the steps. Inside, all you see is darkness and mist. You see these lightning strikes that seem to kind of be happening inside the tower off of the back. There's no noise, but you see the lightnings flashing. The doors continue to slowly open. You see a shadow start to come and approach. The shadow gets longer and longer. It's starting to stretch out. You see a figure starting to step through and approach through the mist. As the figure gets closer, you see that it's about 3 feet tall, wearing dark robes, dark tattered looking robes. It's a gnome with kind of whitish hair, dark eyes, very dark eyes. It's like it doesn't have color. They're black.
Greetings, adventurers. I am the magnificent Melvin Meldrath. Why have you come here today?
Sim has sent us to meet you. He is worried for his daughter.
Sim, yes. His daughter, I know her very well. She was a sweet lass. So...
We have been sent because he is worried about perhaps goblins having taken her or doing something with her mind. We have met other children who have lost all capability of thought.
I have heard of these things of goblins. I know that they were in the area, but I did not know that they were causing this much problems. Come in, come in.
He turns around and trots back inside the tower.
Apollo.
Hello.
Okay.
Let's go.
So you guys enter the tower, and it is like chaos. There are things everywhere, tinkered contraptions all over the place. You see a large set of stone steps that kind of lead up to a closed door that what you assume is the second floor. There are books, there are chemicals, contraptions, There are things just all over the place, scattered all over the place. You see him run. He's standing kind of by the middle of the room, where there's kind of this big sort of rock-formed, almost like a fountain that just kind of sits up. It's circular in shape, like a big bowl, and there's water in it.
Come, come, come. Come see.
I'll move.
Yeah, we go.
Okay. So
I
you guys
think
are kind of
he-
now sitting around.
While he's gonna cast his spell, or if he does any spell things, I'd like to cast an Arcana to try to understand what he's doing. If I can learn any spells or anything.
Okay.
I'd like to tell him that if he's going to make an illusory dragon, he should learn the language.
Oh, Draconic is not a tongue that is very familiar for me. I have not had the opportunity to learn such a wonderful, wonderful language. Perhaps one day you will be able to stay and teach me, and I will teach you the wonderful gnomish tongue. But for now, we must figure out what is going on in the swamp. I'm going to use my ability to scry and see if I can figure out where these goblins are for you.
He takes some time. He begins to work some magic with this pool in the water. You guys can kind of see the water begins to kind of form and take a little bit of shape. You see what looks to be like some sort of dark cave entrance. You see what looks like a couple goblins standing around on the outside. The image then begins to shift a little bit, and you see what looks to be an extremely large dark form silhouetted by fire in front of it. So you see sort of just its silhouette. It's very, very large, and it is like huge, hulking, and bulbous. And as it slowly turns around, its eyes gleam yellow and looks directly at all of you, and the spell ends.
This is not good. I do not know what that was, but I sensed a great evil. I do, of course, know the location. You say that you want to defeat these goblins?
Indeed.
We do.
I ask him what this evil. What is evil? I don't understand.
Ah, the nature of the evil. It's difficult to grasp. I don't fully understand myself. It seems like there's some sort of necromancy type magic going on here. I'm not familiar with this magic though, so there's not much I can tell you or help you with. All I know is that it's very, very powerful. I do not believe it is originated from this plane of existence. You must be very, very careful.
Can you offer us any wards or trinkets to help us on our quest?
For being careful does not seem to be our strong point.
Oh, but I thought you handled my traps very, very well. I was very impressed and entertained. The music was wonderful. You have a masterful minstrel. I can give you the location, as it is known to me. I've spent many years in the swamp exploring.
And he tells you, he kind of gives you a rough description. You know that it's in the swamp, but it's north of the swamp, north of Stilben. So it's another. So if you went west to the mountains, Stilben would be to the east of where you are now. So this location is somewhere to the north. It's to the north of Stilben.
I'll look for a bathroom.
Do what?
I said I'm gonna go look for a bathroom.
There's no bathroom, unfortunately, that you can see. It's literally just a big.
I think realistically.
And you're
find it.
and by the smell, you're pretty sure this little gnome is not bathed in a while. Oh, in real life.
Realistically.
I pat my quarterstaff in my other hand. I say I'm ready to pound these goblins.
Okay.
Pound
So with that, you guys know the location of the cave. Let's take a 15-minute break.
Okay.
Drinks, bathroom, etc., and meet back here.
Are you going far? Are you doing a whole lot right now?
I'm gonna go check on the baby, but that's about it.
Okay. I'll talk to you when you get back.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I think we're gonna need some basic supplies.
Yeah, probably. Potions, pots and potions.
Like, just like food, water type style stuff, or more.
Health potions.
Potions are magical, and I don't think Stillbend is a magical place. I don't think we'll find any of that there.
We still need health potions. Anybody got any health potions?
I've got berries, and I've got water and meat.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has any spells for healing except for Grimmeth. I think he's the only person who has any healing right now.
Yeah.
Maybe Landler for like a quick healing word, but I don't know if he has that or not.
I'll be right back.
It's gonna be.
So what kind of preparations do you have in mind?
We need a map, first of all, if that's possible. That's always helpful.
Hire a guide.
No.
I might be able to get somebody. I don't know. Get them to at least show us majority of the way.
Who has gold?
Yeah. I don't have gold.
Yeah. So let's not worry about that. We can waste time doing that later.
Sure.
I would suggest save our gold for provisions if we need it. If anybody needs any kind of food or gear, I'd say let's do that. I'd expect to be able to get anything we can from Melvin while we're here.
How are we going to prepare for this? We're going to take like a night rest? Are we going to go straight there from all this exhaustion?
I would say go straight there.
I think we can head straight there, but I think he said that it took us like a day to get from here from Stillbend.
Okay.
Yeah, from Stillbend to here, I think it took about a day. So for us to go there, I'm assuming it'll take about a day. So we'll probably rest once.
Yeah.
Probably have like one night. It might go by pretty quick. Like, okay, you sleep, you wake up, continuing on.
Okay. I got some spell adjustments.
I wouldn't go back to Stillbend for provisions. I would go from here to the cave.
Yeah.
We've already burnt a day.
I mean, I already collected all the provisions I would imagine we needed when we were in town, because that's what I was doing while you guys were beating up the guys at the brothel.
Well, we only have one person with a rope.
Yeah, so it's like basic things.
Yeah.
Like ropes and...
I think I have...
What?
I'll check my character sheet. Let's find out.
Oh my god. My guy / both of you.
Yeah, just have a blanket.
I have
a blanket.
As a cloak. Carry my
I have a hunting trap. Nope. Actually, no rope. No rope.
You're a druid with a hunting trap, seriously?
I understand the ultimate nature and the hierarchy.
Yeah, of course.
Tell me the main way.
Okay, I'm like trading out detect magic. That was useless.
Alright, so if we're recapping our... So, Rob, we're working on kind of consolidating what we have at the moment as a group.
Okay.
See what provisions we need. Since you're back and nobody else is able to interrupt, I'm going to ask and step forward to Melvin the Magnificent and say, is there any way for us to communicate with each other in case we need any advice, or if you could help us on our journey, so that we could communicate with you from our location while we're in the wilderness?
You get the sense from him that he, despite wanting to help you, is still sort of off-put a little bit by having a bunch of strangers that, solved his problems, and Sim was a good mention, but he still is kind of a little selfish and isolated. You get the idea that he probably will not be interested in loaning you guys anything.
Okay.
Can I would like to turn into a gnome. Very similar to him.
Okay.
And I would like to then. Oh, Melvin, yes. Do you have any books on herbalism, things that I might be able to heal with?
We're not playing, guys. This is a break. This is break time. You can do that when the game starts back up.
You know what I'm doing.
What a wasted role for role playing.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I got those for days.
Yeah, poor Landler and Confucius didn't get to see that.
How are you turning into a gnome anyway?
Because I'm awesome. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Do you guys even know what class Garion is yet? Have you figured that out yet?
Yeah, he's an arcane trickster rogue.
Okay.
Sorry, I metagame.
Wait. If he has all these illusion spells, isn't he just like an illusion school wizard?
No, it's arcane tricksters get illusions and enchantments.
Basic knowledge, yeah.
Duh.
Yes, stop throwing me around, you damn freaking ogre.
My job.
That's funny.
That doesn't know what the word class means.
He has the.
Right. So it's giving us direction. I'm kind of excited about the description that he gave
First
us.
levels and 2 second levels.
Spell slots.
Mhm.
So I can
So you can
cast
pick up to prepare for.
Yeah, he didn't actually give you guys a description. You guys actually saw in his scrying pool what he saw.
It's that much.
I don't even know if that's how the spell works,
So
but that's what we're doing.
Twice a minute. That's my 2 second level
Yeah,
spells.
I know, but there was some roll I would do to see how many. Oh, no, I had 6 first level spells. That's what I figured out.
Well,
What do you need to know? Were you asking something?
she's trying to figure out how her class operates as far as how many spells she's going to cast.
No, well, I was told to level up, but I'm going to start with 6 level 1 spells, and I can cast like 3 a day. Well, I can cast 4, and I have 2 spells, but I have to have.
Yeah, sure, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
but
how
from what?
How the wizard casts spells, or do you know any more, or can you cast any more per day? Or with your memorization at the beginning of the day?
Like, how do I find these spells from what I've read about that as a wizard you're supposed
You
to
just get automatic
find.
access to the entire list of wizard spells, and you pick a certain amount of them per day.
Correct.
Yeah, you have
You
to.
know all the wizard spells.
Yeah,
So
you have
all
to
the-
memorize them to be able to use them. Isn't that right? Or is that 3.5?
Yeah, it's like you have a spell book, and in your spell book you have all of the wizard spells. And so each morning you look over specific spells and you memorize them for that day.
That's not what it says in the book.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I think it's a
6
little
written
different.
spells at level 1, and you add 2 that you know to your book, and then you prepare 3. Or sorry, you prepare your level plus your intelligence to how many spells you can cast. So if you're a level 3 and you have an intellect of 16, you can cast 6 spells per day.
6 spell slots.
Yeah. But you can know up to, if you're level 3, you're supposed to be able to know up to 10 spells.
But
There you
if I start with those 6, like, how do I find these other spells?
You just,
That's in game. You'd have to learn them. That's why you have the ruling where it says how long you can take to memorize and write your spell into your book, and it, depending on which specification or which school you learn, reduces the amount of time it takes for you to write it, and how it reduces the amount of gold it costs to put it in your book, because it's you experimenting with trying to learn how to do the spell.
Well, this guy's got a lot of books, right?
I already tried that.
Yeah, he's willing to share information, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You guys are still technically strangers.
And we're still technically on break, so don't bother.
I sidle back and push the draw forward. I say, hey, when's the last time you seen a chick? Forward. And I look over and I wink at Grimace.
I blink back at him.
I turn into a female tiefling and I wink at Grimace.
I bite you.
I, with my charming understanding, lean in for a kiss.
Alright, we're still in break. This is not happening.
No, it's not happening.
What character do it while we're breaking?
Whoa, we were on break, alright? Doesn't count.
What happens on break stays on break.
That's right.
And on my recording.
I think Robbie,
He's
Think
not
Rob-
recording that.
I think Robbie fell asleep.
Well, I hope it's been at least a little more exciting for him. Maybe he won't fall asleep this time.
I'm sure he fell asleep with that flute in his hand. He's carrying a lute and a flute. I wonder if that's coincidental.
Let's say
Depends on which one he prefers to blow, I guess. Did I hear a xylophone?
Yes, he did.
Oh, my
that
God.
was the Jetsons.
Dang it, I should just be going into town like looking for wizard shops.
I'm not playing a wizard.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not playing a 5e wizard. It was easier playing the 3.5 wizard.
Wizards suck. Wizards suck in 5e.
I just almost thanks for telling me.
Well, Shale, is this the first time that she's played D&D, Shale? No, I'm serious. I'm asking. Is this the first time?
You could ask her. Crazy.
I don't even.
I play 3.5
Yeah.
and I play druid every time.
Okay. I was just gonna say, if it was the first time, caster's probably the worst class to start with. But if you played it before, then you're fine.
I was struggling with Barbarian when I first started.
Yeah, you guys
What?
have a really strange like build for like group makeup. Like it's
Yeah.
because casters are really weak at the low levels generally. But I mean,
Yeah.
once you guys get to like level 10, it's gonna be like nearly impossible for me to build any encounter that you guys can't just manhandle unless I like turn off your magic somehow. Like that's gonna be how I have to handle it.
No,
You guys are just, but you got one tank, you got 0 healers. Well, I guess a druid kind of counts. Can a druid? I don't even know. Can a druid like? Do they have like healing spells? Okay.
They have a full repertoire plan.
Okay. Do what? Nobody knows what Tim knows. I don't think Tim knows what Tim knows. I think David knows what Tim knows. I don't know how he knows, but somehow.
Dude, I'm telling you,
He just picks up on these things.
Alright, so
Okay, everybody's back. Everybody ready?
Robbie's back and awake.
Yes.
That means we're good to go.
All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so you guys have talked to Melvin. He's told you the location. He promised that there will be no more traps for you guys leading up to his tower from now on.
Is the gap gonna be closed?
He will close the gap for you, but while you're gone, because he doesn't really like to leave his tower when there's people around. So, what do you guys want to do? You're now back at the bottom of the path.
Oh no! Oh, I was gonna ask him about the books.
He tells you maybe some other time. He's not really interested in sharing anything right now. And he believes you have more pressing matters to attend to.
I just want like a stone of warding or something.
No magic.
Yeah, he's not hanging anything out.
Nope.
Yes. Alright, so do we any of us have any type of I already have drawing utensils. I'm gonna you pull out my N and pink or N and pink and pen and whatever the hell it is.
What?
Pen and ink.
Yeah, there you go. In my parchment, and I'm going to start sketching out. I'm going to start sketching out our current location on a rough diagram, and then Stobin, and then where we're heading to the cave from what his description was.
Okay.
So this is where we're heading.
Yes.
And I'm guesstimating that we were told it would take approximately a day to get there. It took us a day to get to here from Stobin.
Mm-hmm. It'll probably take you. Yeah, you could probably make it probably about a day and a half.
Okay.
Do the triangulation.
The
My
GPS
suggestion-
told me.
Yeah, my suggestion is we go straight to the cave. We've already wasted a day just to get this information, but at least we know, we have an idea of what we're going up against. So, Warlock, I hope you have something to deal with big baddie in the background that we saw.
Big bulbous batty.
I do, my good trickster friend.
Fantastic. So who wants to lead the way?
And I turn into the shape
I go.
of a jester, and I start dancing beside.
Oh my gosh. I turn away and follow the barbarian.
Okay, so you guys are now headed down the path back into the swamp. You just want to travel for the day?
Yes.
Okay. So you guys spend the day. You get pretty close. You're starting to get into. You're not there yet, but you're getting into sort of the vicinity, the territory where this location is located. But you will need to spend one night to rest. Or, well,
Yes.
it's up to you, I guess.
Yeah. I would say let's camp for the night. Let's go in during the day.
Okay.
These creatures tend to be active at night, right? Or more active at night, correct? Does anybody know about goblins?
We can't
Can I make an intelligence check?
You can if you'd like to.
I've heard
Sure.
lots about goblins. They steal your shiny toys when you're looking.
Got a 13.
Okay.
It's ugly.
You know a little bit the goblins. You seem to recall that some of these muggings happen actually during the day, but that you don't really know if that's because goblins like mugging during the day or just because their targets were out during the day.
Okay. Okay. So we're gonna camp at night. Let's try to be a little bit more conscientious this time for the ambushes.
Yes.
Go for it.
Only need one person to stay out 4 hours while I sleep, and then superior dark vision can guard the rest of you the rest of the night, and you guys can sleep however much you want.
I have dark vision too. Thank you.
Not superior dark vision.
I look at the rest of the
First
group.
watch.
I look at the rest of the group and say, does anybody else here trust the drow?
What?
I turn into the shape of the drow and I say, why of course.
I turn into a wolf and walk away.
Settling down for the night. I don't care what's out there.
And I chuckle to myself and sit my ass down right where I am and start going to sleep.
Okay.
Then I'll look at Bramwell and I'll say, well, since she can guard the rest of the night, can you take first watch while she meditates?
I
I
can't
would like
hear you,
to-
Sanchez.
I said I'm also first watch.
Okay.
Just so we had 2 people on it.
Okay.
And I'm
So-
sleeping all night.
You guys going to bed?
More than one person.
I set a trap for an animal for food for the morning.
Okay.
I want to try to start a fire.
And I'm prepping different spells before I go to bed.
Okay.
When he attempts to start a fire, I'm going to use my elemental attunement to spark the kindling while he's working with it and start the fire.
Okay.
I snuff it out with my druid craft while they're not paying attention to me.
I light it back up with my druid craft while
All right. So you guys are going to sleep.
You're up.
What? That was your backstory?
Okay, so while you're sleeping, nothing happens. Successfully wake up in the morning, nice and well rested. The food that you put on, you said you were looking to trap an animal, Grimmeth?
Yes, I used an animal trap.
Okay. You snag a hare.
Just one hare?
A hare,
Oh,
yeah.
rabbit.
Rabbit. A bunny.
Very good.
A bear?
Yeah, you trapped a bear. Okay. You guys have a nice successful breakfast, and you got all your stuff, you got your spells learned, and you are ready to...
Continue on. I'd like to cast Druidcraft real quick and check the weather for the day.
Okay. The weather seems like it is going to be cloudy and overcast, but actually, better would be the description of what you see, right?
Yes, I cast a globe.
So you see a little globe, and there's some like kind of puffy gray clouds hovering over the globe.
Okay. It's going to be overcast today.
Spend that first hour for everybody prepping to wake up to prepare my book and my spells.
Okay.
Only go for an hour.
I make tea.
Ready to go.
Yeah, so I assume that
So wait.
got up an hour
But you also had Grimmeth catching a hare. I'm assuming he's cooking.
It happened overnight.
Yeah, he had a snare.
Oh, that was all throughout the duration of the night?
Yeah.
Right, then I would have woken up earlier and done that myself then.
Yeah, that's fine.
So,
So yeah, I think we're ready to continue.
Okay.
alright.
Alright. Give me... So you guys continue to head in the direction of this location?
Yep.
Uno momento.
I
Koreans! Ah!
turn into the form of Landler and I start walking beside him.
Does he play the horrible version of your music, Landler?
I don't know.
I'm only proficient.
For this?
I'm assuming you guys are wanting to be quiet as you approach the location. Maybe, you know, just you know, thinking about it out loud. That's all.
Dragon, shut up.
Before we begin, I suggest that I use a special spell I prepared for this trip.
Uh-oh.
It is referred to as... I'm going to put it just a... Pass without trace.
Oh shit! Shale's done his homework.
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from me, masking my my companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose, including you, has a +10 to dexterity stealth checks and can't be tracked by magical means.
Yes, it
A
does.
creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no track and other traces of the passage. I have to concentrate for a little bit though.
Okay, so I'm assuming then that you guys want to stealth?
Yeah.
Okay, make your stealth checks for me.
I'm gonna put my hood up.
Oh, she's got a hood.
I got 28
Oh yeah.
So roll your stealth, add 10.
+10.
Okay, I got an 18, but I have a disadvantage to stealth
You do? Wait, what? Why?
because of the armor I'm wearing.
Oh, what armor are you wearing?
Medium, padded leather.
Oh, that gives you disadvantage to stealth?
That's what it said.
Oh. Let me just double check it real quick.
It does?
That's what it says?
What'd you get?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Okay, go ahead and roll your disadvantage then. So just roll your d20 twice and then add 10 to the lower roll.
Okay. Oh, 6.
Okay, so 16?
16 plus 3.
Oh, so 19. Yeah. Pass without a trace is a good fucking spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so So before I pull this back up, you guys start to come to the location very quietly. You hear some voices, some speaking. They sound high pitched and kind of croaky. Croaky probably not a great term descriptor, but you see that there is a really large tree that looks like it has fallen over, and it's kind of like cracked. The tree itself is kind of split as well. So there's a big, large tree. It was about 5 feet in width, but it's now laying on its side, so it's about 5 feet tall, essentially. There's another tree off to the left. Kind of through that, you can kind of make out the cave that you saw. So, how do you guys want to do this or set up?
I'd like to whisper really quick that I need one more ritual to be prepped, and then I'll be ready to go in whatever order. Quick 10 minutes of drawing some things out. I want to be able to comprehend languages.
I'm gonna do the same thing, but it only takes an action for me. And I'm gonna try to stealth up behind the 5-foot tree that's laying on the ground.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I'll make good berries.
Okay. So you're making good berries while you're stealthing up to this to this cavern?
Uh-huh.
Just a spell.
Yeah, it's
Shouldn't be too bad.
okay. It doesn't have a verbal component. Okay, let me just. So here's the cave. Here's the log that's lying over, broken in half. You see. So you guys are kind of back past here, but I have your character sitting here just for the time being. You can kind of see through. There's not a whole lot of things blocking here, but you can kind of see. There's a couple goblins hanging out here. There's 2 goblins here, and what looks to be a very, very large wolf dog-like creature, and another goblin on this side of the cave. So, where do you guys want to be?
Okay. I want to ask our group real quick, quietly. Are we still sneaking, or are we going to kill these things?
We should keep sneaking because we don't want them running away into the cave, and we want to make sure we can find where the kids are.
Where's the cave, Rob?
So this is kind of like a cave entrance. The cave itself overhangs a little bit, but you can kind of see kind of blackness, and it looks like it's hard to tell from where you are. I could have you make a perception check, but it's very difficult for you to tell, especially when you're trying to be sneaky and avoid being seen.
It might be better to
so you guys are actually back out here. You're not even on the page yet.
Okay.
So it might be a good idea to try to lure some our way, or lure the group our way, instead of giving them a chance to run in, because we don't know what's inside.
I have something for this.
Okay. And this wolf and these 2 goblins are actually headed this way.
Okay.
So we wait patiently for them to continue moving forward.
Okay.
I kind of mentioned whispering that I can create an illusion to possibly draw them forward.
Okay.
And this right here,
Sounds awesome.
this is like a trench in the ground. You can't really see, you can't tell how deep it is from your angle, but you can definitely tell that the ground gets cut off here.
Okay. Yeah, but my idea would be to lure what we can over here, and Brahma and Confucius. Yeah, do what you can. And me, the Warlock, and the Druid can try to stealth over, see what we can find, and we'll try to lure them your way.
Alright.
What would be a good lure for a goblin?
Gold.
Lady Goblin.
Here, take some of mine.
Something shiny.
I say thank you, but I'm going to do this all in magics. I don't want to lose any of your fine coin.
Magic.
Oh, I can easily earn it back. But thank you.
So, if I can, I'd like to use both Druidcraft, or use these three spells, which is kind of why I got all these cantrips. My Minor Illusion, which creates an image and a noise. My Druidcraft, which creates smells. And my Thaumaturgy, which also creates smells, or sounds. So I'd like to kind of have over to the left, away from us, kind of like off a little bit, some howling, some dog noises. To the right, where the trees are open, I'd like to have a little girl goblin carrying a sack of gold coins, kind of jingling, and kind of like walk out and like see the goblins, and stop, and like drop a couple of the coins, scoop them back up, and like start walking backwards through the tree.
Okay. So you're
First we
talking
wanna
about.
figure out where we are on the board too.
Yeah, you
Right.
got. Yeah, the first thing I want you guys to do, figure out where you're going to be.
Yeah. I'm gonna move up to the left side of the log on the edge. Yep, as hidden as I can be.
Here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And
So this is a
when
stump. This stump is about 3 feet up.
Okay.
So you can kind of crouch down, go prone, and hide behind
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Anyone else?
I'm gonna be at the edge of the paper on the far right side.
I'm assuming this is right for you.
Yes. that is
Okay.
right for me.
Okay.
Then back a little bit if I can, just kind of sneaking into that edge, because I'm gonna try to put my illusion through that hole in the log to bring them funneled that way.
Like here?
A little bit farther back, in the middle, but yeah, I want to cast my illusion in that hole to draw them through there, so Bromwell can like.
So further back here or here?
Yeah, about
Okay.
right there.
Okay.
So they're coming through the break in the trees, not the where it's lopped off.
That's gonna be where I'm trying to draw them. Yeah.
Okay, I step up to where he's trying to draw him to.
Yeah, that.
Like here?
Yeah, I'm crouched.
Okay.
I stay in the rear guard to anticipate any sort of wound healing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get on the other side of the log. The other side of the fell. So,
So say that again.
to the right of Bromwell.
In front of David.
In front of David, to the right of Bromwell.
Here. Okay. So we got Druid's back here. We got Belladonna and Landler. Where are you guys gonna be?
I'll get a little closer, behind Bromwell.
Okay.
And I'll actually scoot up to the tree, just touching the tree.
Oh. I'll be behind him.
Behind the warlock.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So
I'm gonna stay there and listen, and I'm actually gonna be signaling to Jaden at this point to coordinate on where the goblins are and what's going on.
Okay.
So since we both done the comprehend language, I'm gonna try to listen to see what the goblins are saying, and then try to coordinate with Jaden to see if it's actually having any effect, and when to bring her back in as far as the illusion.
Okay. So, how you guys want to start this off? I'll consider this a surprise round. So, you guys can hold your turns as you need to, but all of you will essentially be going before the goblins go.
Okay.
They do not know you're here, so...
Do we hear any conversing at all? I mean, is there anything that...
Yeah, the goblins are, these guys are kind of talking to themselves. You guys have waited long enough for these guys to kind of path off this way. You happen to be sort of upwind, upwind from the wolf, so he did not perceive you to be there from your scent. So these guys, they're just kind of talking. This guy is kind of talking as well, but he's, posted on the other side of the entrance. So these guys are off the map, essentially.
Okay. And I'm going to signal to Jaden to start it up.
Okay, so I cast a very, very, very scantily clad goblin lady. Right
Well-
there, yep.
Okay.
And have her carrying like a bag of coins that's like kind of obvious that there's a bunch of shiny gold on the inside.
Okay.
Making the noise of the clinking of the gold jingles.
Okay.
She's gonna come up and kind of look at the goblins.
Okay.
Kind of like do a little.
So do that. These goblins are now very aware that she's there.
Now she's gonna drop a coin, pick it up. And then
Give me your gold, bitch!
Go back. And she's gonna run back through the thing.
Next way?
Yeah. Yep, draw them back through.
Get her!
Okay, so these goblins start charging this way.
And she's gonna kind of be in view and kind of pouring the gold all over herself. Like,
Okay. So I'm assuming that you guys are holding action then until they come through?
Yeah.
I shouldn't do that anymore, so I don't tell you what to do.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
tell me what to do.
Alright, so the first one comes through.
I grab him by the throat.
Okay, roll a attack. Strength attack.
Strength attack.
You know, your strength roll.
A strength check.
Attack, basically.
Attack. Okay.
Yeah.
19.
Okay. You got him by the throat.
Got him by the throat.
Yeah, and these two are right behind him.
Okay, I want to grab the second one by the throat with my other hand.
Do you get 2 attacks in a round?
Huh?
Do you get 2 attacks in a round?
No, is this combat?
Yeah, this is your surprise round. Yeah.
So my guy can't use both hands?
You can make 1 attack action. I think, unless you have 2 attacks per round as an action, but I think you only have 1 attack action.
Wouldn't that be considered a dual wielder though? Would you have dual wielding or?
No, he uses a staff, and dual wielding is not a grapple. Is essentially he's grappling him is what he's doing. That's an action.
I just didn't think that combat was initiated yet. I thought this was just stuff happening.
I mean, a grapple would be an attack.
I'm just grabbing him with my hand.
Yeah, that's a grapple.
That's a grab. You grab.
That's definitely a grapple.
Walk away with the one I got.
Like when you look at grapple, it's like
I
you
mean,
grab
I can't do
something with your
anything
hand.
else, so I walk away. I got him.
I'd like to spend 2 key points to cast Sweeping Cinder Strike. So I'm casting Burning Hands. It's a 15-foot cone, instantaneous. Failed save, they take 3d6. And successful save, they take half of 3d6.
Okay. So you're gonna cast it where? Just.
It's a 15-foot cone in front of me. Yeah.
Where you're standing. Yeah, that should hit these 2 without hitting the one he's got.
Yeah. That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
Alright, so 3d6. Oh, it's a DC 12 for their save.
Okay.
I think. It's a dex save. So you want damage first, or you want to do your saves?
Say it again.
You want me to roll the damage first, or you want to do their saves?
No, just roll your damage.
Oh, that was horrible. 5. 2 1s and a 3.
Okay. So you see the dragon rear back, kind of pull his arms back by his shoulders, and then Kamehameha that shit. And he puts both his arms out, pumps them both forward, and you see this cone of fire swirling around. These 2 goblins are incinerated immediately. So now you're left with one goblin who is probably going to start screaming pretty soon.
Thought I had him by the neck.
You do have him by the neck. So you're squeezing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how much my guy knows about noise coming from people. I thought that he couldn't scream.
Well, okay. So I didn't understand that was your intent. I thought you were just grabbing him. So you were grabbing him by the throat and squeezing, so he cannot make noise.
I got it.
Okay.
And then, just in case if the tree's on fire, I'd like to snuff it out.
Tree's not on fire. You're in a swamp. It's very watery.
If
Yeah, waterlogged.
Moist.
Okay, it's on you guys. You got a goblin.
I snap his neck.
Goblin is gone.
Spins it around and.
Can we check him for loot?
You find 3 gold coins.
Okay.
I take them.
What about on the ground where the other guys were?
I want the crispy goblin loot.
What other guys were?
Actually, I'm not going to move out there yet.
Okay.
I want to look though. I don't know. Look for a key or something or anything.
Make a perception check.
Just anything that might still be there after the fire.
Okay.
6.
You got a what?
6.
Okay. You kind of look around the area. You don't really see anything that stands out.
If I'd like to send out my lizard, my chameleon, I'm gonna sit down and I lose my eyesight and my hearing, but I can see through his.
Okay.
Yeah, beast sense.
Okay.
He can move up to 100 feet away from me, so I'd like to kind of have him go up towards the wall.
Okay. We'll assume this is your lizard. So.
Okay.
Say.
It's like, hold on, guys. I gotta home alone this real
1,
quick.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, that's 50 feet right there.
Okay, so I don't see anybody coming either direction.
Well, he's got a very low view, so from what he can see right now, he doesn't really see anything from this way. He kind of turns and looks that way. Doesn't really see anything that way either. But just keep in mind that he's very small into the ground.
Yeah, can I have him crawl up the side of the wall?
Sure.
And kind of over
Okay.
the top of the cave.
Okay,
and look
like
down
up here?
That trench.
Down in that trench.
Yep.
Just kind of over here. Okay. He looks down the trench. It just kind of looks like a bunch of like mud. It's his view is sort of, it's very different from your own seeing perspective because chameleons have eyes on the sides of their head instead of in front of their head. So from what you can kind of see, it's kind of fish-eyed and distorted a little bit. But from what you can tell, it just kind of looks really muddy. It's about, you would estimate it's maybe 3 feet deep.
Like a latrine. Okay, well, I'll command him to start heading back towards me, and as he's doing that, I'm gonna come back to my own sense. Now that I don't see anybody.
Okay.
There's nothing around. Not that I've noticed. Shall we make our way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sneaky up to the door of the cave.
Okay.
I do not think that, well, unless there's another entrance, there should not be anybody leaving, so if we give up the chance of stealth now and just kill all the everything as we go in, we should be safe. Right?
So there's not a door. Just realize that there's not like a door here. It's just a big kind of hole against this kind of like dirt terrain. And you can tell now that you've gotten closer, you can kind of see that it looks like it goes down a little. It starts to kind of go down a little bit.
Awesome.
Anybody else going to move forward? All you guys are moving forward?
I got a 21 to sneak.
You got a what?
21 to sneak.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
In the cave, I'd like to detect traps with my spell.
You're like a what?
I have a spell for detect traps when we get in there.
Okay.
Towards like soon as start to enter.
Okay. So I'm going to assume that you guys have all moved kind of over here. So you guys wanted to go in?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I also like to use my druidcraft to make sure the wind is not blowing towards the wolf. But, it's neither here nor there. Alright, Brahmo. This is your time to shine. These beautiful bracers. Take mine off, it hurts my spellcasting. You look. Well, don't look like Grimace.
So what's the order here? Who's going first? Because you guys won't all be able to fit.
I say let the big man lead.
Yeah, I can
I
go.
want to go first.
No, I think the big man should lead. You can follow second.
But I want to be sneaky.
But we're gonna kill everything with a big stick.
Doesn't mean
Or-
we can't be sneaky about it.
Okay,
A
so
bunch of spellcasters. I don't think we're gonna be sneaky. One person sneaky is not an effective route.
so tell me who's in front.
Looks like
Kids.
Oh yeah, I could turn into a goblin and parade in there.
Who's in front,
I
guys?
would like to turn into a squirrel and hop on David's shoulder. I mean, Jihar.
Jadan.
Jadon.
I think Rommel's going first.
I will go first.
I'm a squirrel on his shoulder.
I think it would be good to have Confucius go second. Add 200 right up close.
Okay. Who's after him?
I think I'll bring up the rear.
Okay.
Let's go.
And you said you turned into a squirrel? Grimmeth?
Yeah, I'm turning into a squirrel. I want to try to hop on Jadon's shoulder.
Okay. What spell is that? Or is that just your druid thing?
Wild shape.
Wild shape? Okay. How many times a day can you use that?
I think once.
Huh?
Let me check. I think at this point once until level 4.
Okay. So, I'm gonna assume you're over here.
Oh, Tim says 2.
2? Okay. Okay. So, right now we have Rommel, followed by Confucius, with Grimmeth on his shoulder. Rommel, what you see when you first enter the cave, it kind of moves. You can tell that it's sloping down a little bit, but not too much. You see that it's sort of a straight cavernous path that kind of goes this way. You can see that there is a door here. But beyond that, you see a really, really big door right here. And you can kind of gather from a little bit of fire off to the side of both the doors that the path turns left and right there.
I think we should check the first door on the left. Just to make sure we're not leaving any goblins behind us.
Lead on.
Okay,
Okay.
first door.
Goes up to the store. The door is locked when you try to jam it, but you can tell it is a very, very shoddy. It's barely what you consider a door. It's a door in the sense that it's some wood across an opening with a metal handle, but it's like almost like a raft. It's 3 not really well-fitting pieces of wood side by side with a handle.
We see through it?
You can kind of see through it. It's pretty dark on the inside. You can't see anything very well on the other side. But yeah, you can kind of see through the cracks if you put your eye up to the crack.
I'd like to call for the dark elf.
Okay?
See what she can see.
Okay. So Belladonna comes up
What can you see?
and takes a look. So, and only she can see this. So what she sees, so Belladonna, what you see in here, it looks like a bunch of it's very haphazard. Looks like weapons, armor, shields, spears, everything is just piles of it, haphazardly strewn all over the place. You can tell with your drow senses that there's not really a light source in there.
Well, I'm gonna tell everyone it's a shitty dark armory.
Okay, I'll turn and ask the group, is this worth checking out?
We could at least go and break all their stuff.
That's
I
the
say in squirrel no.
Send the squirrel through the door.
I can send my lizard through the door if you wish.
And sure, yeah.
Like whisper.
Why are we waiting?
Send him through.
Do it.
Okay.
Let's just know what's around us.
Okay. The chameleon makes its way inside. Where's my chameleon? Here it is.
Can your freaking lizard see in the dark?
Good question. Catch this.
Oh,
I got really big eyes, but I don't really know. All right, I'm gonna need a report on chameleon physiology next week. We'll assume that you get in here and that you can kind of. He has limited vision. As long as you get close, you can kind of see. He kind of crawls around the walls. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, just it's piles of shit. It's a shitty dark armory.
Okay. So we continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay.
Forward.
Okay, so. Okay. So you're gonna move this way. Okay. So you're taking the lead again, Brummel?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. You move up here.
Yes. Yes.
Oh shit. So you can kind of see that the path definitely goes in two different directions. This right in front of you, now that you've gotten closer with these, there's two kind of braziers here sitting off to the side. You can see that there is it's a giant stone door that's now in front of you. It's about 15 feet high, 15 feet large. On the actual door itself is carved a very intricate looking, it looks like a staff. It's a very intricate looking staff. As you look up and you get to the top of the staff, you see 5 muscular bestial arms, all intertwined, reaching up and grasping a fanged and horned skull.
Crazy.
Hop on your shoulder. I'm going to do the traps.
You can't cast spells as a stay.
Oh, I'm taking an action to turn into my regulator.
I'm sorry, what? I couldn't hear you. What are you doing?
I'm turning back into a tiefling and I'm casting detect traps.
Oh, okay. What are you detecting traps on?
The staff.
It's the staff itself is just a symbol on the door, so you're casting it on the door?
Yeah.
Okay. You see kind of a magical glow show up on the door, but it doesn't give you an indication that there are any traps on the door.
I knock on the door.
What?
I just threw the party instantly.
In his squirrel form, right?
No, he's back to a tiefling. You knock on the door. Silence.
Kick in!
I'd like to do my guidance.
Now keep in mind, you have a path this way and a path this way as well.
Yeah, I want to walk to the left.
Do I recognize any part of the door as Draconic and Draconic writing?
Make is it intelligence?
I think that both Garion and I are comprehending languages, so we can read any language for an hour.
There's no language on the door itself. You said this way, Rommel?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm following.
Follow.
Okay.
Follow.
So you guys are okay. Haphazardly.
We could split up.
This isn't Scooby-Doo in the game.
And you guys are still stealthed, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop by the shitty dark armory at the door
Okay.
and pick the lock.
I don't know any wizards that can
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
You have thieves' tools?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where's my fucking book? Go ahead and roll.
What skill is this?
Is it sleight of hand? Is that what you use for picking locks? Or is that just a dex? Or do you? I think you just roll and add your thieves' tools modifier.
Okay.
I think that's how it works. Plus your dex.
It says I just added proficiency bonus
Okay.
with thieves' tools.
Okay.
Oh, nice. 7.
Okay. You reach in there, click. It's a little click, and the door successfully opens up. Pop, 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 pop. Are you going in?
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth in at least.
Okay.
So that will be.
So you're now inside the room.
Oh my god. 7.
Okay.
Another 7.
So he trips over the weapons as he enters.
Oh wait, I would have gotten a 9 for that because I have proficiency. Okay, so yeah, 9 going in.
Okay. You are inside of the room.
So I'm assuming I see things. Just
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
natural 20. Finally, got a good one.
All right. So as you look around the room, most of the items seem pretty kind of rusted or old. There's a couple things that stand out to you though. As you approach this side of the room, you see a very elaborate-looking staff. Give me just a second. The staff is very strange looking, but it catches your eye. It kind of looks like a bunch of like tiki dolls sitting on one on top of the other, and the whole staff is like this. It's essentially what looks like an African figurine, kind of hugging, yeah, like that. And except kind of crouching at his knees with his knees bent, hugging his knees, and just one on top of the other, and the whole staff is like that.
Okay.
It's like a totem.
Yeah. It's like a staff made of like mini totems.
Okay.
You notice also next to the staff a rapier that kind of looks like it stands out a little bit. It's got the hilt of the rapier kind of where you have the weapon that shields it, sort of the what is it called?
Guard.
The guard. There's actually 3 guards that each get smaller as it goes up the weapon.
Okay.
And on this side of the room, you see just like a small metal rod with a button on it.
Huh. I'm going to gingerly reach out to the small metal rod and inspect it.
Okay. You pick it up.
Yes, I did.
Okay. It's very cylindrical in shape. It has the button on it. It does not vibrate in your hand. But it's maybe a foot long in length. It's very smooth on all sides. And there's a little button on the end of it.
Alright. Well, I'm going to carefully stash it in my inside of my robes.
Okay.
My clothes.
Okay.
And go back and grab the rapier and the staff and hustle out.
Okay. Rapier and staff. Hustle out.
Yes.
Go ahead and write down on your items on your character sheet, rod, question mark.
This
Where are my items? Damn it. Okay, got it. Okay, so as I come out, I'm gonna walk through the doorway with a big grin on my face and hold up the rod and the rapier and go, "This is all I found. Who needs shit?"
Probably indicate the staff towards the other casters, Belladonna and Grimace.
Yeah. I have no idea what this does.
We can identify it later.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will tuck the rapier in my sash and shove shove the staff up on the side of my backpack.
Okay.
Did we really lose Robbie?
He's gone, dog.
He's been gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Alright,
Okay.
I'll lead on.
Alright.
Alright.
So you guys proceed. I'm assuming that you're all still stealthing?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that hasn't changed yet.
Okay.
No man left behind.
Well, one question.
Poor Robbie.
Some things never change.
Yep.
Watch.
Robbie, you missed the loot. You missed the loot, Robbie.
Kill the
It's
dragon.
okay.
You killed it.
You brought your own loot. Robbie brought his own loot.
You know who he looks like right now? Looks like Prince Valium from Spaceballs. Looks like Pizza the Hut.
Yes, I do. I ate myself. Tasted so good. So good.
So delicious. Pizza the Hut.
Nobody would jam us.
Only one man that would dare give me the raspberry. Oh, man.
We're stealthing, Robbie. We're stealthing.
Yeah, I know.
I think somebody cast a sleep spell on you while we were stealthing. There he goes again. Somebody slap Robbie. Wake him up. Somebody take an action to wake up Robbie.
It's been a long day.
I hear that, man. I hear that.
I gotta work tomorrow, so.
Got a 10-hour workday with a 24-hour baby. How about all that?
When did you get a baby?
I bought one last week.
All right. So. As you guys move down this hall, it's kind of dark, so it's a little hard to see. There's a couple torches down this way, kind of lighting the hallway up a little bit. You see a couple goblins just kind of talking to each other, goofing off, not really paying attention to anything that's going on. But as far as you can tell, it's just a straight path down this way.
I'd like to cast a minor illusion of just like what it would look like from their perspective as we're walking, like as close to them as I can, so that they don't notice us walking up to them.
What is the illusion?
So kind of like the illusion would be the perspective of the hallway from their point of view towards the door.
I don't know that you can do that with an illusion spell.
He's trying to do a Mission Impossible crap where
Yeah, like that's like your illusion. It's going to be like a tangible object, not necessarily a somehow a wall that magically cloaks and.
It's a flat wall that looks like a hallway.
Give him beer goggles.
I peeked it. Come on.
How about we send the sneakiest person up there to kill him?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna cast sleep on them. Kill them.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Get up there, elf.
Back.
You won't do it.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, Brahma, cast sleep with your bare hands.
Cast it up.
Alright. I have to be within 90 feet of them.
Okay.
Right.
So
5d8.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55,
Probably
60.
no.
Yeah, so you're at about 65 feet here.
Robbie is also in range.
You're so funny.
And then I roll 5 feet.
You add it up. Somebody writing these down?
Yes.
Where's the point of origin of your spell? Just here?
Right there in the middle.
As close to them as I can.
Yeah, you can cast it like right on them.
Yes.
And what's the radius?
It's 20 feet from the point I choose is the range that it affects.
So here, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay.
29.
Alright, well, I can affect 29 hit points of creatures
Okay.
in that foot radius.
So you see these guys start to kind of get drowsy. These guys get drowsy. They kind of go prone. You start to hear some noises though, that kind of echo down this way. Kind of sounds like. Kind of sounds a little bit like yelling.
Do we understand it?
Let's go. Yeah. We have comprehend languages.
Even if you could understand it, it's you can't quite make out the words. It's
Just some angry voices.
they're not yelling, but they're raised, kind of as if somebody was trying to be like, hey, what are you guys doing?
Alarm.
Well, before we lose the element of surprise, let's catch up make
Move
up
up.
some distance.
Confucius, now's your chance. We're doing our turns here, like initiative checks.
Not quite. You guys have a surprise round here.
Okay.
So, well, let's see. You guys were here. So the drow was in front. Yeah. So, well, unfortunately, your surprise round would probably just end in movement. So, what do you guys want to do?
Can I move forward and use my illusion on them to make it look like they're standing up and awake again?
You could do that. On which one? You can only make one illusion.
Right. Yeah. Probably the one closest, or the one farthest away from us.
Okay. So, this guy looks like he's awake. I need to get some modifiers or something so I can tell. Okay.
Get the little rings from soda bottles.
Yeah, that's what I need. Okay.
I drink tons of soda.
Who's next?
Yep.
I'm chilling at the back because I do my healery thing.
I'll move up.
Okay. Are you gonna use Are you gonna use your full movement and then dash, or what are you trying to do here?
I mean, if they're down, I'm just gonna move up there.
Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You're 30 movement?
Yeah.
So you can use an action to dash
To go an extra 30 feet.
to go another 30 feet?
I mean, are we in combat at this point?
This is a surprise round. So essentially it's a combat round, yeah. But it's one before they can do anything. So after this, we'll roll initiative. Assuming there's anything left alive after this.
Your normal movement.
Yeah, you get your movement again.
Yeah. So
You
for
can't take any other actions.
yeah. So for the sake of this, it is essentially like an attack round.
Okay. I'm good there.
You know. Okay.
And if I could move forward, too.
Okay, I'll send you back here. So 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Send me right here.
I'll move 40 and then stealth.
40.
I'll hide
Okay.
behind the rock.
Okay, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. There's nowhere for you to really hide, but there's nobody looking at you, so you can roll your stealth check.
Then I will stand there since it doesn't matter.
Now keep in mind, you guys are just using your movements. You're not using your actions at all. You understand that, right?
Yep.
Because I don't have any range, so I can't.
Right. But dash is an action. Dash lets you move your entire movement again as an action.
I thought that was just a double move, so you could like.
It essentially is, but you use your action to do the second move. So like the things you can do with your action. On your action, you can use your attack. You can dash. You can disengage.
You can hide, investigate.
So those things are all general things that any class can do. So for example, you use your movement, then you can use your action to dash and do your movement again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You want to cover any more ground?
So, okay, well, now that I know dash is another 40 for me,
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a key point to use that my dash is my bonus action, so I still get my regular, I can still attack.
Okay, can you use, does that make it your bonus action?
Yeah. One key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action on your turn.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so you're right here in the middle of them. When you get here, shit, you didn't see that. You see that there is another 2 goblins hit by the sleep spell.
Hey.
And then you see another 4 down here. And they now see you.
Can I just, can I attack the sleeping ones next to me?
You certainly can.
That's all I can do?
You can use your action, yeah.
So attack the one in the corner.
Okay.
He's pretending to be standing up.
So you can move twice and still attack.
No, you cannot. The reason he can do it is because he can take the dash action as a bonus action. So each turn you get 4 things, right? You get your movement, you get your action, you get your bonus action, and you get a reaction. All of these things can occur during your turn. So for your action, you can do several things. You can attack, you can use dash, which means you get to use another movement action instead. But if you move, that means you can attack because your action has now been used to move instead. So you can make it another 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can make it up here if you use the dash action. You wouldn't be able to attack, but you would be in range to attack the next turn.
How can he do that then?
He's a monk.
Because
It's a special monk ability.
So he gets a bonus action automatically.
Well, his
You have to sacrifice something to do that.
he spent.
I gotta use a key point to do that.
Yeah, he spent a point to use dash as a bonus instead of as an action. And he actually could have done the opposite. He could have used his action to dash and then used a key point to do flurry of blows, I think, and then done an attack anyway as a bonus action. Monks kind of got that versatility.
Yeah. So actually, better option than attacking. I want to use my breath weapon down the hallway.
Okay.
Next to the dudes are, and it's a 30-foot range.
Okay, so we're going
30 by 5.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so you can hit these 4 here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, well, they would have to make a save.
Okay.
A dex save.
And they don't get a save.
They're asleep.
They're asleep, yeah.
So
Poop de goop. Do the poop de goop.
2d6. 8 damage.
Okay. So you char all these guys in their sleep.
I acid them.
Oh, you acid them. That's even worse. So.
There still looks like there's a goblin standing up.
That guy's getting promoted.
He's gonna be outside of the cave. Well, I know he's an illusion. Okay, so you see. So all you guys see is you see Confucius down here. You see him look over, and you see him vomit this nasty black acid, and then you hear the screaming.
Reminds me of the Power Rangers Dr. Ooze.
I'm the Noobs.
Can I do the double move to get as close to the corner as I can without actually?
You actually initiated this. Your action was to cast the sleep spell.
Okay.
So, but you can use movement to get closer. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay.
Some of your sleep spell
And you want to go
backfired,
and I think we'll go ahead and assume, Brummel, that you went ahead and used the dash action, and you're
I
up
don't
here.
think I would have if I couldn't have attacked.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what was there.
Okay.
And I think I would have been more cautious.
Okay. That's up I mean, you could sit here and wait around the corner so you can be in range. That would probably make sense.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That was a crazy lizard. Who
Okay. Grimmeth declared that he's sitting back a little bit, so we got Landler and Garion.
Yes. Some of our sleep spell backfired onto our bard, so I will draw the rapier and go, Bard, catch, and toss it to him, and watch it as it clutters to the floor and as he's sleeping. And I'm going to move down the hall.
Okay.
Next to Brahma.
30,
As much as I
5,
get.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. You can't occupy his space, but we'll say you went
No,
there.
but behind him. That would
Behind?
be behind him.
Okay.
Yeah. Then that would be my turn.
Okay. Landler?
Yeah,
Robbie,
Robbie, you just got an awesome sword. You
Pick
guys,
up the rapier. Pick up the
Yeah.
rapier.
Rapier.
Rapier. Pick up the rapier.
Garion tossed you a rapier as you ran down the hallway. You stealthily caught it.
Okay.
In your sleep.
Okay. I'm still going to hold my action and wait for, actual opponents.
Okay, so you're still back here. Do you want to move forward?
Yeah, I'll move. I'll move up 20.
Here?
Make it 30.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. You still have an action and a bonus action.
Be inspiring.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Alright, so now we are going to enter combat as soon as I find a pencil. So that means initiative.
Okay.
I got 17. Oh wait, you'll ask.
Yeah. When I figure out what I'm doing. What am I doing? Initiative.
Negative 20. Come on, Mike. Slow down, buddy.
Okay, we'll use those 14. Okay. Alright, 20 to 25.
20,
Confucius.
Gary.
Okay. Say Confucius and say what your number is.
I got 20.
Gary got a 20.
Okay. Okay. 15 to 20. Or 15 to 20.
Grimmett.
Girl got 19.
Okay.
Jadon 17.
Okay. 10 to 14.
Rommel 14.
Okay.
Landler 12.
Okay.
Oh no, Belladonna. Just like kind of hanging out, like, oh, I did some sleeping stuff.
Okay. 5 to 9.
Yeah, that's it.
7. And Belladonna bringing up the rear. Wait. Is that everybody?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Landlord?
Yeah, what route
You got him. Here's the
No, I got Landler.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're missing Valiant. He's not here.
Aren't there 8 of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No,
No, there are
it's
only
you.
7 of you. Okay, yeah, that's what it is. I was thinking 8 in my head. Okay. Oh shit.
Let me light.
Maybe you can see a little better. I don't know. Maybe it makes it worse. Okay.
That's some music.
Oh yeah.
Combat music.
Like,
160 pounds now.
oh no.
Oh wait. Oh no.
It's Titanic.
All right, Confucius, you're up first.
I run up and attack.
I actually can't hear you roll. It's noise.
Gidju should be 40 feet from me at least, so I run up and attack. Did you get that up?
Say it one more time.
I attack.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah. You make it right there. Okay.
22 to attack the first goblin.
Okay, you hit. Roll damage.
It's the dice plus my dex, yeah?
Yeah.
So that would be a 5.
Okay. So you turn around, you take your foot and you kick to the side of this goblin's head and smash him against the wall, smashing his skull open. He crumbles to the ground in the squeak. All right.
And I believe that's it.
Garion.
Gonna move up around the hall, and I would like to end up on the opposite side. Alright, that's fine if I can stay on the edge.
Yeah.
Right there is good. And I'm gonna do chill touch on the next goblin.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna try to hit the one in the back if I can. If that's
Sure.
possible.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And that is a 16. Was it a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay. And we'll do damage. See that right? 6 damage.
Okay. So you see this icy mist start to come from Garion's hand, and it makes its way over here to kind of swerves around and grabs this goblin by the throat and squeezes and snaps his neck with an icy fist.
Ew.
All right, Grimmeth.
I get close to the front lines and stand behind our front warriors.
4, 5, 6. Okay, that's as far as you can get with a movement. Do you want to dash?
Yeah, I'm dashing.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Charming.
6. You get about there.
Okay. That's it.
Jadam?
I'm gonna move up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where you get.
Okay, I'm gonna use my Misty Step. I'm gonna teleport 30 feet towards them.
Okay, is that an action?
It's a bonus action.
Okay. So we'll say about right here.
Okay. And then I'm gonna cast my Eldritch Blast. I'm gonna shoot first goblin.
Okay. Is that an attack roll?
Yes.
Okay.
And I got a 10.
Okay. So you see this. You see the warlock start to curl his fist, and this ball of purple and blackish energy swirls around his fist, and he swings it forward, hits this goblin in the chest, blasting a hole in his torso. He's gone. All right.
Threw that over your shoulder, David.
Next up, Bromwell's up next.
Forward.
He runs up and does an intimidation check.
All right, Bromwell.
I move forward.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, get about there.
So I can dash. That's all I can.
Yeah. Do you have any things you can do with your bonus actions?
Barbarian does not.
Okay.
Do they have like a bull rush or something?
The only thing he has is a bullet. There's a bonus action is his rage.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Can you do like a bull rush attempt or anything?
Not that I know of.
Do you wanna? Yeah. Don't forget you have to declare that you've raged as a bonus action.
I think that
If you wanna use
it
it.
is something you can do. I think a bull rush is you try to run through somebody, so you just essentially run up and like shoulder check her.
I know there was a bunch of things like that. 3, 4, 5. I don't.
Yeah.
Do barbarian. It's really barbarian is very little as far as the kind of a wall.
And the feet charger is what gives you the shout ability to do that. Yep.
And I'm more about a death immediately at this point.
No point.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Next is the goblin's turn.
What goblins?
The ones you can't see behind the doors that you're all standing next to.
What happened? What happened?
All right. So these two doors come flying open.
Bobby, what did you do? Robbie's just like, oh, I don't care. Robbie just doesn't care. Do you, Robbie? Robbie, save us. Save us, Robbie.
Alright, so this goblin's gonna make an attack on Jadon. This goblin is gonna make an attack on Jadon, and this goblin's gonna make an attack on Jadon. So we got
This one's gonna attack you.
we got a 3 and a 9
Nope and nope.
with natural 20.
Woo, crit. I don't know. It's big.
Oh.
It is really wide. Yeah.
4, 5. Alright, so this goblin tries to swing at you, but you saw him come out there and you dodge backwards his attack. This one takes another swing at you. And you parry, and you parry it with your book. You actually take your gigantic book and pop, smash his sword away. But as you're doing that, this one comes up and stabs you right in the gut with his sword. You take 5 damage.
My reaction, hellish rebuke, and I roll 2d10, and he takes that much damage.
Okay.
Save, I don't think it is. I think it's
Yeah,
just
we get to save too.
yeah, it's
Take that
dexterity.
save.
Yep.
Okay.
Dexterity. So 7 plus 2, so that's 9, and he's got to do a 12 dexterity.
Okay, he fails.
So he takes 12 damage. He
So-
erupts in flames.
So as he wrenches over to stab you in the stomach, you take one of your free hands and you put it on his forehead, and he bursts into flames.
Power of death.
Alright, so Garion is standing here blocking the doorway, so these other goblins can't get through. He's going to actually make a dexterity check to see if he can get through. He fails, so he's kind of garbled up here. This one makes one attack on Garion. It's 18.
That's a hit.
You take 4 damage.
No.
So he comes. He has a little club, and he comes and he swings and cracks you in the kneecap. Pop.
I squeal, trying to get Brommel's attention.
All right. So this one. So those three ran out there. This one runs away. Back into that room where these three just came out of, because he just watched you demolish like 5 of his friends. The others didn't see it. These guys used their movement to get out of there. I don't know what this guy's doing. I think he's dead. Okay, next is Landler.
Move forward to combat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm gonna say you can reach this guy here.
Okay. I will, I'll attack.
Okay.
But before I attack, I will cast Bardic Inspiration on Rommel.
Alright, how do you gotta inspire him?
Huh?
You actually need to sing him a song.
Okay.
Serenade the barbarian.
Listen to the sound of my voice. Help you win in combat now. That's all I got.
Alright, Brommel feels strangely inspired and gains a d6 inspiration dice.
Don't worry, guys, I'm awake.
Can I do that twice or is that once?
I think that's a bonus action. I'm checking now. It is? And does he get it back like every turn, or is it like a cooldown?
I have to finish a long rest before I get it back. But I can do it equal to my charisma modifier.
Okay, which is what?
3.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so you can do 2 more times. Okay, so John, you get a. If you roll like a crappy attack roll, you can roll a d6 and add that to your attack roll. You cannot roll it for damage.
Okay.
You can also roll it on any strength checks you may make, or any other checks you make. It just can't be rolled for damage. Okay, and you wanted to attack? Go ahead.
Use the rapier.
I'm using my rapier. I'm not using the new one.
Okay.
Got an 11.
Okay, that hits. Roll damage.
Five.
Okay. So as Lander begins to chant his little ditty, he puts his little lute down and slams his rapier through the eyeball of this goblin, through the back of its head, because it's facing Shadan. He slams the rapier through the back of its head and it comes out the eyeball. There's a little eyeball now hanging on the tip of his rapier. As he pulls it back, the eye goes back in place and the goblin collapses in.
You're welcome.
Next up, Belladonna.
10.
Okay, can I get close to one of them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get right here, so if you got any spells or something, you can zap something.
Use your witch bolt. Druid crafts and witch bolt. He has all our spells.
I can't hear you.
Make a ranged spell attack against the creature.
So you roll your attack and add your spell attack bonus. So you roll a d20 plus your spell attack.
You have to concentrate up to 1 minute.
Shut up. I have to concentrate for it and it lasts up to 1 minute. My spell attack bonus is 4.
What's the spell? I couldn't hear you before.
It's a witch bolt.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if she...
+1.
6.
So 10.
A 10? Yeah, a 10 hits.
2 plus 4.
A 2 plus 4? Okay, so you shoot your witch bolt, The goblin hits the ground, and it hits you. Burst into the cave wall next to him. Wah!
The cave wall takes 1d12 lightning damage.
That was one wrecked cave wall. All right, next up, Confucius.
I engage the dudes in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah. Gonna attack the dude on the far left first.
Okay.
Another 22 to hit him.
You hit him. That hits.
Don't fall off dice. 6 damage to him. Bonus action, I'm gonna do an unarmed attack on the other guy. Don't get my proficiency added to this. It's from martial arts. That's 16. 17, 18.
Hits.
D4. That's 5 damage.
Okay. You hitting the one in front of you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aha! And I'm done.
So you strike out with the right hook. You pound one against and smash his head against the wall between your fist and the wall, and then you hit the other one in the face. He goes flying backwards and slams into the wall, crumples in a heap dead.
Yeah.
All right, Garion is up next.
Alright, which way does this door open? Does it open out towards me or in towards them?
He punted it out towards you.
Okay. So, I'm assuming the door is just wide open then.
Yeah, it is.
Alright, I'm going to use Misty Step and teleport inside the room
Okay.
behind.
So this is kind of like a bench or a slab. So
Yep.
okay, so you're on the opposite side of a bench now.
And I'm going to use Shield Touch again.
Okay.
So that is an 18.
That hits.
For 3.
Okay. So your chill touch pokes this goblin's eyes out.
Did the Three Stooges on him?
Yeah. With your skeletal fingers.
Cantrips don't have spell slots. You cast cantrips all day. So,
All right. Grimmeth.
I move up to Jahalar, and
You're done.
Joel.
Tell me and make him feel better.
Okay.
He just sexually assaulted you, Jedi. What do you just did.
One D4 plus my spell casting ability modifier.
Okay.
What the hell did you do? He rubber does
I can't heal you much. What's my spell casting stuff? How do you know what your spell casting stuff is?
Your spellcasting ability
You're a
is
druid.
because you're a druid. So
Is my
whatever
what? What percent?
wisdom modifier. Wisdom modifier. Wisdom modifier.
I heal you 5.
Yay. Back up to the full.
Okay. Jadan.
Eldritch Blast. Attack.
Which one?
The one beside me.
Okay.
Who swung at me. I rolled a 6 plus 4, 10.
Okay, that hits.
Okay. Damage. D8. Or it's D10. 9.
Okay. So you blast a hole in this one's chest and it collapses to the ground.
That's all I got.
Rommel?
Swing. Last one.
Okay.
16.
Okay, that hits.
9.
Okay. So you swing your staff, sort of almost like more of a jab with the staff, like a spear, and you pound this goblin and crush him against the wall, crush his chest against the wall as hard as completely destroyed.
Chest goes concave.
Next up, goblins. This one turns around and take a swing at Confucius. Natural 20.
Wow. Goodbye, buddy. You're gone.
So this goblin jumps up like some Matrix shit, and he smacks you in the face with his rod for 2 damage.
This rod that has a button.
You say 2?
For 2 damage.
Oh man.
He rolls a D4 and critted on a D4. So on a 1. So big freaking deal.
I can understand that feeling.
He just slapped you in the face, bro.
So as that happens,
I'm offended.
two more come back out. This one comes up here, this one steps up. Belladonna's the only one who notices these goblins back out here in the cave entry. They're gonna take 2 more attacks on you, Confucius. Both of them rolled 3s, so I'm assuming that you simply dodge both their strikes.
Yep.
Landler, you're up.
Oh god.
Landler, you're up.
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Looking down towards Confucius, I will give one of those goblins a vicious mockery.
Okay.
Don't be rude.
You disgusting little green vermin, the slimy underbelly of the world you inhabit. Hear my words and feel my pain.
Look upon you.
That was vicious.
Son of a motherless goat.
Yeah.
Dreaming of
Yeah.
It's a 1d4 damage. A 12 will save negates.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
4. There you go.
Your words were so vicious. This poor goblin. This poor goblin has an aneurysm. Falls over dead from your insult.
Your words literally killed somebody. Everybody else,
on the joke.
yeah. Everybody else who witnessed that should be amazed.
Forget sticks and stones.
Belladonna, you're up. Belladonna, you're up. You're up.
Wait. Can I say something and do my shit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell everyone. There's a bunch of goblins behind us.
Oh shit!
And, I need to get within 60 feet of them.
Okay.
Those guys.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You are within 60 feet of the front line.
Okay.
So you could move a little bit if you wanted to hit the back ones included, or
Yeah.
if you don't need to. Whatever.
15, 20, 25. You could get this far if you wanted to.
I need to get back.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna use Ray of Frost on one of them. It's a cantrip.
Okay.
It's instantaneous, and I can target a creature within the 60-foot range. I make a range attack, spell attack.
Okay.
Let me roll that. Hey, 19.
Alright. Roll damage.
And it takes a 1d8 fall damage. And if it probably not gonna live, but if it does, its speed is reduced, and it's huge.
You freeze this guy in place completely. Like he's now frozen and dead.
Okay.
He's a goblin sickle.
Yeah, he's a goblin sickle.
Delicious.
Probably not delicious, but. Alright, Confucius.
That's right.
Okay.
That'll be a 10.
That hits.
4 damage.
Okay. So, you add this one to the pile of corpses.
Bonus action from martial arts to attack the other guy with a crit.
20. He's dead. I mean.
Yeah, so that's 6 damage.
He explodes.
Woo!
Alright.
And then that was my attack. So can I then move up to that door down in the corner?
Yes, you may. This door has already been thrown open because there have been goblins coming through it.
Awesome.
So as you come inside this door, you see there's a couple barrels over here. It looks like a kind of a cabinet, a rack with looks like torture devices here. This looks like a rack. It's like a stone table. There's nobody currently on it. There's some manacles here chained against the wall. You see what looks like a big pot with some fire underneath it, boiling water. And this is essentially, this whole line is a jail cell with bars, and there's a jail door right here. And you see a bunch of people, about 5 or 6 people in here, inside the jail.
Awesome sauce.
Okay. Gary?
I'm going to percept this room.
Okay.
Perceive.
Roll perception. You don't even need to roll. From what you can tell, there's kind of blood all over the walls and everywhere. There's a bunch of kind of bloody limbs, it looks like, on this. You think that the goblins were using it sort of as a kitchen to butcher and prepare food.
Okay. I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything in here edible for me.
4, 5, 6. Okay, you can get about here.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay.
Don't go in there.
Okay. These goblins are gonna move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's now. They dashed up here.
Look out behind you.
Grimmeth, you're up. Grimmeth, you're up.
I go up to the nearest goblin.
Okay.
And I pull out, go.
And do what? I couldn't hear you.
I poison.
You use poison?
Great.
Okay.
Great. You gotta make a save.
What does a poison spray do?
You extend your hand towards the creature to see within range and project a puff of noxious gas from your palm. The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 poison damage.
Is that an AoE?
It's a cantrip.
It just says towards a creature.
Okay.
Towards the creature.
Okay.
So into the one in the back.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll damage.
Your D12.
I rolled a number 7.
Okay. So this goblin goes down hacking and coughing. And he continues to hack and cough until he lies still. Alright.
Between his shoulders.
Jadon?
Make it easy. I'll Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Attack again. Yep, I got a 12.
Okay, that hits.
And roll a 7.
Okay. You blow the head off the goblin. Alright, Brommel?
And I want to move south. Move.
This way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Brommel, you're up.
Move up to the goblins and I attack them.
Okay.
Everyone's closest to somebody.
Okay, probably this one.
Oh. 9.
You can also use my bardic inspiration.
Yeah, you have a D6.
Inspires it. I use it 15.
Okay. Roll damage.
Well, like, do you remember Robbie talking?
Okay. So you reach over, overhand strike, smash this goblin in the head, straight into the ground. Alright, goblins are up next. They're gonna attempt to flee. Blah, 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 blah. You get an attack of opportunity, Brommel, on this one.
24.
That hits.
Where are you going?
4 damage.
Okay. So after smashing this one into the ground, you swing baseball swing style and smash this one into the side of the cave wall, like squashing a fly for you. This one takes off. I don't think you can get an attack of opportunity again because I think it's a reaction. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So this one starts to head this way. Landler, you're up.
I will charm him. Come back here, you.
Okay.
Listen to my music.
What's
Be enthralled.
What's your DC on that?
It's a 13, we'll say.
Okay, he fails.
Return to me.
Hey, buddy.
I pull my rapier out.
Nice to cancel stuff.
And he's dead.
Zoro is up.
Alright. So, I will say we're past 12, so we will go ahead and pick up here next week after next.
Okay.
If it doesn't look like there's any way out in that room that I'm in, there's still a goblin in there that tried to flee.
Is there?
Good night, guys.
Night, buddy.
Good night.
Okay, good night.
Alright.
Drive safe. Goodbye.
Good job, Rob. Night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Actually, I'll leave this stuff here so I won't forget.
Where? Goodbye, Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't know how far you were trying to get, but I feel like we accomplished some pretty good things.
Yeah, we were. We got close. We almost got to where I was hoping you guys would get.
seemed like finishing off getting to that room was kind of like a good checkpoint anyway.
Yeah. It's the next session will be kind of odd, but I'll see what I can do with it. That's okay.
Yeah. Saw like cool cauldron and stuff.
Yeah.
like food or I don't know. It seems cool. Bunch
Yeah.
of people in there, so we're at least gonna get some information, unless they're lifeless or brainless. But that's to be revealed another time.
Yeah. I wanted you guys to go up like just against a ton of goblins.
I think it was good. It seems. I wish. This is specifically for me and my warlock. I wish I had more spell slots and things I could do. Like I'm supposed to be effective over, like taking a bunch of short rests, like an hour break. But since we just kind of went into a goblin camp, I used my 2 pretty quickly, and so I don't know.
Well, part of the problem is the goblins are not. You do a lot of single target damage, and those goblins they're meant to be cannon fodder.
Yeah. But I have my big AoE, which I could use, which is a 10-foot radius around me, and everybody takes a bunch of damage, but I had already used both my spells before.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, you could have just walked into the midst of them and just let loose.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm going to do from now on, and I was kind of going to do it with another thing, but I think I'm going to give, when I do stuff like that, I'm going to give the goblins, I started to do it towards the end, but I'm going to give them more than one initiative. Because all of them, I mean, you guys essentially kill them in one hit. So they need to have more turns.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, like, it'd be kind of weird, especially with all of them, but they shouldn't all go in one turn.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just kind of, like, separate into, like, 3 groups. Group A, Group B, Group C. But I've got, like, these guys. I've already got, like, 8 of these. So I'll just, like, have Dad take them to you tomorrow, because I know he's coming up here.
Okay.
So I'll just give you a bunch, that way you can kind of have them for useful. But they're all green, so you couldn't, like, tell the difference between anything.